MashaAllah. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammad salatan daimatan maqbulatan tuaddi biha anna haqqa wal azim. You can see my screen. I'm not very much familiar, but I'm just using this, so just allow me a few seconds to. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Where is this? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. I hope you can see my screen, right? Inshallah. Jazakallah. Okay, let me move on. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syed Mohiuddin, and people call me sometimes Pir Pasha, some people call me Quadri. So whatever you feel comfortable, please go ahead and uh, uh, call me in that manner. Subhanallah. And today we are going to, first I'm going to mention the introduction. Subhanallah, the first thing we are going to talk about the warning for those who do not perform Hajj, despite having means and to the Hajj, and inshallah Hajj, excellence of Hajj, and fadail of Hajj, and Hajj al-Mabrur, the accepted Hajj in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to prepare ourselves, and preparation for Hajj means aspect of preparation and what to take, subhanallah, and Hajj packages, this is dates and times, which I don't have at this moment. I believe it's starting from July 14th through, June 14th to June 19th, subhanallah, or maybe there may be slight changes, subhanallah. So Makkah first and then Madinatul Munawwara after that. And we'll be talking about geography of Hajj and Umrah, the mawaqit, the boundaries of Haram Sharif, inshallah. And also we'll talk about Haram of Makkah and Hajj and Umrah related definitions and kinds of Hajj and some Hajj and Umrah for women, general principle, inshallah, and the journey, day of departure, arrival in Madinatul Munawwara, subhanallah. So warning for those who do not perform Hajj. Allahu Akbar, after having when they are capable of doing that and they are not performing. So what are the warnings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam? It is recorded by Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim that Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam said that whoever has the provisioning and the means to convey him to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's house and does not perform Hajj, then it doesn't matter if he dies as a Jew or a Christian. This is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded, وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. And the Hajj to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a duty that mankind owes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for whomever is able to bear the journey, subhanAllah, in terms of health and finance, subhanAllah. And now let's talk about the excellence of Hajj, the fadail of Hajj, subhanAllah. Uh, Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim has recorded this hadith from Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam was asked, which deed is the best? Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said, Iman billahi wa rasuli, faith in Allah and His beloved messenger, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Then he was asked, what is next? Then Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said, struggle in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jihad fi sabilillah. Struggle means fighting with your own self and fighting in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he was asked, what is after that? Then Sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam replied, Hajj Mabrur means accepted Hajj in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And another hadith which is narrated by our mother of the believers, Sayyidatuna Aisha as-Siddiqa radiyallahu ta'ala anha, that she said, she asked the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, O Messenger of Allah, we consider jihad as the best deed. Should we not struggle in Allah's cause? Then the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam replied to her, for you, means women, the best jihad is Hajj Mabrur, subhanAllah, the highly accepted Hajj. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Maulana Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. Now, we're talking about the expiation of sins and also the ultimate reward. Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim, like Muttafaq alayhi hadith, which is narrated by Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam said, whoever performs Hajj and does not commit any obscenity nor commit any evil will return as sinless as a newborn child. Subhanallah, subhanallah, what a beautiful opportunity that we are going to be having, that we will be transformed from one state to another. Although myself, like for instance, Pasha, or going to Hajj and coming back as a different person, Allah Akbar, because we have to bear all the trials and other things that we may experience, subhanallah. And another hadith that also muttafaqun alayh, means agreed upon Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim, that Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu said that the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has said, Umrah is an expiation for the sins committed between it and previous Umrah, and the reward of Hajj Mabrur, there is one accepted one, is nothing but Jannah. Subhanallah. Means salahu jaza illa Jannah. This is what the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam. So after listening to all these beautiful blessed saying of the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam, subhanallah, we wanted to be what he has mentioned in this ahadith. Subhanallah. It's nothing but Jannah. So we are going to combine Umrah and Hajj, which I'm going to talk about different types of Hajj. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Maulana Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. And another hadith, which is recorded by Imam Ibn Abi Shayba, who's the teacher of Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim, and same as Imam Ahmad and Tabarani, Bahaqi, and this hadith is Hasan, yani sound hadith, and reported by Sayyiduna Buraida radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that Allah's messenger Sayyiduna Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has said, spending in Hajj is similar to spending in the cause of Allah. A dirham does spend is rewarded 700 times over. Subhanallah. And another hadith which is recorded by Sahib al-Sawad Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala, reported that the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam said, alternate between Hajj and Umrah, for they remove poverty and iflas and wipe out the sin, just as the blacksmith bellows removes all impurities from metals like iron, gold, and silver. The reward for Hajj Mabrur is nothing short of subhanallah, the thawab duna al jannah, short of paradise, subhanallah. This hadith is recorded by Imam Nasai and Imam Tirmizi, rahimahumullah. And another hadith, I just want to mention few hadiths to know what we are doing and what the reward is, subhanallah. And Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu reported that the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has said, they are under the guaranteed protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A man who sets out to Allah, a masjid of Allah, uh, a man who sets out in the cause of Allah, and a man who sets out for Hajj. Subhanallah. They are under the protection or hifazat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The man illah subhanallah. And this is recorded by Imam Abi Dawud Al-Humaydi. Humaydi is the teacher of Imam Bukhari and Abu Naim al-Asbahani, and it's classified as Sahih. And another hadith which is recorded by Imam Nasai, Ibn Majah, Ibn Khuzaymah, and Ibn Hibban, rahimahumullah, that that Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu reported that the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam said, those performing Hajj and those performing Umrah are the guest of Allah. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Then he answers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answers their prayers when they supplicate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he forgives them when they ask, when they seek Allah's forgiveness. Subhanallah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Subhanallah al-azim. And another hadith which is reported by our mother, yani al-Mu'mineen, Sayyida Aisha as-Siddiqa radiyallahu ta'ala anha, that the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has said, there is no day when Allah sets free more servants from hellfire than the day of Arafah. Subhanallah. He draws near them, praises them to the angels, saying, what do these seek? Oh, subhanallah, subhanallah. Means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching, and there's a great reward of the wuquf of Arafah, which I'm going to be talking later, subhanallah. Now, the goal of the Hajj Mabrur means an accepted Hajj, subhanallah. A Hajj performed with intention of seeking Allah's pleasure. Only complete sincerity and not to show off. It's just for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are not showing off and letting the world know that, we are performing Hajj, sending our what you call selfies and everything. They're just we are just doing for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the main goal. That's the maqsad of this, and that's our aim, subhanallah. Hajj performing according to the sunnah of the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. A Hajj free of sin, that free you up from all the sins. This will wiped out all our sins if we are sincerely performing our Hajj. That is conduct with full obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our murad is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A Hajj with a righteous deed benefits others. Subhanallah. Sayyidina Jabir bin Abdullah al-Ansari radiallahu ta'ala anhu reported that the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said that Al-Hajj Mabrur has no reward except Jannah. Subhanallah. Then the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam was asked, what makes a Hajj to be Mabrur? Means highly accepted in the court of Allah. Then the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said that providing food to the people and spreading good words, subhanallah, during the Hajj. To be nice with everyone, subhanallah, which is recorded by Imam Ahmad, Imam Tabarani, Imam Ibn Khuzaymah, Imam Al-Bayhaqi, and Imam Hakim in his Mustadrak al-Sahihain. It is classified as Sahih, subhanallah. A Hajj that is not followed by disobedience, subhanallah. Imam Al-Hasan Al-Basri, radiallahu tabaraka ta'ala anhu, great Tabai, said that Al-Hajj Al-Mabrur is to return abstinent from this world, desiring the hereafter, our main goal. Just leave this world aside, just focus towards the ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, what to take with us? Number one, we have cell phones, mashallah, and we have mushaf because we will be very much into Allah's pleasure, and so recite Quran most of the time and stop idle talk. Subhanallah. Other thing is have some good book, Hajj and Umrah. I have a couple I can recommend later on, inshallah. There are some books that you can read. This is one of the book that I like it. Subhanallah. And I have this Tawaf Sa'i bead counter because one of my experience in previous Umrahs and Hajj that sometimes we tend to forget, oh, which shout is this, which circuit. Okay, tawaf is consisting of 7 circuits of Kaabatullah. Sometimes we may forget. So subhanallah, if we have this, that way we can keep track of our circuits, what do you call circumambulation. Allah Akbar. And this is another thing that we can keep it notepad and pen, we subhanallah, and have a prayer mat with us, subhanallah, and have some health items too, like a pack, like prescription medicine, and take some, cough, cold, flu, diarrhea, fever, headache, sore throat. These medicine, just to keep it with us. This is better, and of course, those who have prescription glasses should carry with them, and then band-aid. Sometimes we may need it. Based on my experience, that's the why I like to sharing this information. Allahu Akbar. And some health items you may carry with us, like face mask, which is allowed for few hours, not for the full day when we are in the state of Ihram. And this is one of the thing, I tried, but it didn't work out for me. But some people, they like it, like nasal filters. I think we may have some doctors there can recommend this, subhanAllah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. There are some other personal cares like toiletry kits, subhanAllah, that what, mashallah. And let's move on, like scissors and combs and nail clippers, subhanallah, disposal urinal bags for bathroom emergencies. Sometimes there's a long line, some people, those who have like a diabetic and they cannot hold themselves, so this is good for them. And unscented baby wipes. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. I'm sorry, let me go back. Okay, is that okay? Okay, now clothing, comfortable and modest clothing like Indo-Pak shalwar kameez and the Middle Eastern thobe, and like this type of clothing are very ideal for, means not in the state of ihram, of course, just after and before, subhanallah. And women wear their normal, comfortable clothing, avoid nylon clothing as it tends to be uncomfortable in hot weather because it's in June, Allahu Akbar. So anyway, we are going there to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's our main goal. Warm jacket, especially in Medina, and it's my experience, especially in Fajr, like there's a cold, subhanallah. So if we have like warm jackets, not very thick one, just a normal one, just to have another layer on our body, subhanallah. And take enough underwear and other shirts with us, subhanallah. Okay, I know some people are taking some screenshots. That's fine. I'm going to be sharing this video after this call, inshallah. And now, if you're sensitive to air conditioning, consider covering yourself when you get into air-conditioned places, masjid, bus, airplanes, in our tents and buildings, and subhanallah, wear light hooded jackets like this. Allahu Akbar. not jackets, hoods, thobe, or use shimak like this one, which normally you see in Arabs. They cover their hair that protects from heat and also cold, subhanAllah. And choose a spot in Medina and Arafat tent not directly facing the fan or AC vents. Stay outside of the tent as much as possible to subhanAllah. And use masking tape to block the AC vents when you are very close to the AC, and that's the where the you got the spot. So this is better, like this is the one. Duct tape. It's just a preparation. And now some flip-flop sandals to pair for this is good for when you are, especially men's who are in the state of ihram. For women, there are no restriction. They can wear shoes, they can cover themselves. The only thing that they show is the, which I'm going to be mentioning, but just the face, subhanallah. And other footwear is needed, like this is something good. And the strap sandal is also allowed as long as it's not covering the ankles and the instep, which I will be mentioning in few minutes. Use clean sandals or toe shoes when inside the masjid and when performing tawaf or sa'is. It is permissible for some people, like those who have a problem with their with them when like they might have infection or something. So unnecessary wearing shoe like sandals is not good because we need to respect that place, subhanallah, like this one. Men must not wear something that covers the ankles, like as I mentioned, toes or heels, according to the to some scholars, while in the state of ihram. You will be in a state of ihram and performing umrah, tawaf, and the sa'i, subhanallah. You'll not be in a state of ihram when performing tawaf al-wada or Tawaf al-Nafil. Allahu Akbar. And as for Tawaf al-Ifada, they will be mentioned, but just note it down. In most cases, you'll not be in the state of Ihram unless you start with the tawaf before Rami and hair cutting. Subhanallah. Let's move on. And there are a few things that ihram, of course, travel kit, Subhanallah, and these are the comfortable slippers and whatever you feel comfortable. And pins are permissible to secure ihram towels, and this is very, very important. Okay, when we walk, especially in ihram, apply between the thighs to prevent the skin rash, subhanallah, especially for men, subhanallah. So please carry Vaseline with you. This is very, very important. And this is based on my experience. Allah Akbar. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Maulana Muhammad wa barik wasallam. Some sunglasses, folding umbrellas, eye shades when you're not in a state of ihram, and earplugs. It's your choice. Let me move on. And some backpacks, just a preparation. Subhanallah, travel kit and all these. Subhanallah, a microfiber, the travel towel. This is sometimes it helps. And all this information compact. If you can keep these, that's okay. It's not mandatory, but this helps. Let me move on to communication, cell phone, and there are some services that you can buy from there. I think they still have GSM based and SIM unlocked, and you can have international service turned on your phones. But if you don't want any kind of distraction coming from US or somewhere, you just want to focus Hajj and its related nusuk, then you get a new SIM card and place into your phone, and then uh, connect with us from there. Subhanallah. Okay, this is one of the things that remember, never buy anything from airport workers, though buy your SIM card from either a mobile handset seller or from some pharmacies or money exchanger. Subhanallah. And always have your phone in a silent and a vibration mode, especially in the masjid, because people get offended. Okay, now here come to the piety. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Al-Hajj Ashrum Ma'lumat, فَمَنْ فَرَضَ فِيهِنَّ إن الحج فلا رفث ولا فسوق ولا جدال في الحج وما تفعل من خير يعلمه الله فتزودوا فإن خير الزاد التقوى واتقون يا أولي الألباب. Subhanallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that some months are appointed for Hajj, which is Shawwal, Zulqada, and first 10 days of Zulhijjah. So he who undertake to perform Hajj, yani this pilgrimage, during these months and makes it obligatory for himself, then he must neither commit sexual intercourse with the women nor any other sin, nor should he quarrel, means no fighting with anyone during Hajj. Okay, maintain decency, Allahu Akbar, and during the Hajj days. And whatever good you do, Allah knows it well, and collect the provision required for the journey. Tazawwadu fa inna khayra zadi taqwa, means provision required for journey to the hereafter. And surely the best of the provision is the fear of Allah, the taqwa. Subhanallah. So fear, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Wattaquni ya ulil albab. So fear me, O men of sound judgment. Allahu Akbar. Subhanallah. So this is what we need to understand. Now let's come to some definitions. So I'm going in some details. So inshallah, I know there are some people who asked me to have this session in Urdu also. So I'm looking into it, inshallah. Maybe next week I may on Saturday do it on in Urdu also, inshallah. Some definition when Masjid al-Haram. So it means surrounding of Kaaba. This is commonly called al-Haram. But this is not accurate, as the haram refers to the entire haram that the miqat is. And pillar is a rukn, a compulsory of Hajj. There are arkan of Hajj, inshallah, such as standing in Arafah, the lack of which invalidates the Hajj. If we do not stand in Arafah, means wuquf al-Arafah. Hajj has 4 pillars and Umrah has 3, which I'm going to mention, inshallah. Obligatory acts, that's called wajib. This is kind of mandatory act of Hajj, such as stoning of the jamarat, which if it is missed for any reason, then a fidya, an animal is dumb, yani animal sacrifice is required as expiation. Hajj has 7 obligatory acts, which I'm going to be talking, and Umrah has 2. And there are some sunnah, there are desirable sunnah that the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam had done. If he miss this, there'll be no expiation for that one. And other manasik, mansak is a plural and manasik is the sorry, mansak is a singular and manasik is a plural. Sorry about that. Jazakallah. Ritual of Hajj or Umrah, such as Tawaf and Sa'i, and the plural is manasik. Hadi is the animal sacrifice for performing Tamattu'e or Qiran. Subhanallah. And Shout is one circuit of Tawaf al-Kaaba, or one lap of Sa'i between Safa and Marwa. Plural is Ashwat. So the 7 circuit or 7 Shout equals to 1 Tawaf. Which I already mentioned, like Tawaf, circumambulation around the Kaaba 7 times. Each circuit is called Shawt. Tawaf is a ritual of Hajj and Umrah, but can also be performed as a separate voluntary ibadah called Nafil Tawaf. You can just, when you have free time, you can just go and make a Tawaf. If you otherwise, it is praiseworthy. Mustahab. And Sa'i, walking between Safa and Marwa. Sa'i is like hardship, like subhanallah. Whenever we do a Sa'i, just remember Sayyida Hajara, salamullah alaiha, that he ran between Safa and Marwa, just having a faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he will fulfill her needs, subhanallah. So think of that when we are running, we are walking between Safa and Marwa for Sa'i, subhanallah. And each lap is also called Shout. Sa'i is a pillar of Hajj and Umrah, subhanallah. They are the arkan. If you miss, then it's not completed then. Ihram, the state of ritual consecration or the ceremonial state of starting Umrah or Hajj, subhanallah. And there are some prohibition of ihram, mahzurat al-ihram. All acts a person in a state of ihram is prohibited from doing. There are list, inshallah. And then fidya. Fidya means compensatory act for missing an obligatory act, which is wajib, or violating a restriction of ihram. Inshallah, guides will be with you and will be asking periodically, come to us and ask us. Subhanallah, we'll have another guide. His name is Sheikh Umar Haqqani, also will be with us, inshallah. And when we talk about fidya, there are three types of fidya. Dam, that's called this is a fidya for missing a wajib. If any wajib is missed, then dam is wajib on that person, which is consisting of a goat or a sheep sacrifice, and to give it away in the charity, or if we are not able to do this, then a fasting of 3 days or feedings of 6 needy people are required. So there are we have option, either give dam, like sacrifice goat or sheep, or fast for 3 days, or feed uh, to 6 needy people. Subhanallah. And badana, it is also a fidya, expiation, to sacrifice a whole camel or cow and to give it away in the charity, or fast 3 days in Hajj and 7 days after returning home. Allah Akbar. If any fard or rukn is missed, and the person has to do the Hajj again. Subhanallah. And sadaqah, to give away wheat or cereal to the poor needy person. It constitutes half a saw, which is 1.65 kilograms, or equivalent to 3.64 pound of wheat. It is equal to sadaqah al-fitr, or its monetary value can be given to the needy people. It can be given in haram or outside of the haram. But as far as badana and dam concerned, it has to be within the precincts of miqat, within the haram. Subhanallah. The dam and badana must be done in the boundaries of haram. Subhanallah. And now, kinds of Hajj. This is we need to make up our mind what kind of Hajj we are trying to do. Uh, Number one is called Tamattu'e, which is highly desirable, which is the one that Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam has commanded his uh, the companions for that one. Although he did the Qiran, but he recommended uh, to perform Tamattu. So it is consisting of Umrah, then Hajj during the month of Hajj. And the pilgrim, the Haji, is called Mutamatti'a, requires Hadi, yani animal sacrifice after uh, the Jamarat. So it is consisting of Umrah and then Hajj separately. But Qiran is different. Combined, what it does is like Umrah and Hajj are combined during the month of Hajj. So that the pilgrim, the Haji, is called Qarin, requires Hadi to perform at the end of the Hajj. Means end of means after the pelting the Jamarat, the first day of the like Yom Nahar. And Ifrad is like a Hajj only during the month of Hajj. Pilgrim is called Mufrad. Subhanallah. This person, like the Haji, does not do Umrah. He just does the Hajj. And Hadi and sacrifice is not required from him. For him, it is not obligatory. It is recommended. Only Hajj. Subhanallah. As I said, the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has commanded his companions to do tamattu, even though he did Qiran, because he brought the hadi, means animals with him. When the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam performed Hajj, he brought 100 camels with him. And subhanallah, he sacrificed 63 camels by himself, and the rest of them were done by Sayyidina Ali al-Murtada karramallahu wajhul kareem. Subhanallah. So that was the sign that he is going to live for only 63 years. Subhanallah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Maulana Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. Now let's talk about the general rule. Jabir bin Abdullah al-Ansari radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrated that Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha accompanied with Sina Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam to Makkah while she got her menses, our mother. The Prophet of Allah, Sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam, commanded her to perform all the manasik, means all the rituals of the Hajj, except tawaf and salat until she gets clean. Subhanallah. It is recorded by Imam Bukhari. Now, for Qarin and for the Mutamatte, uh, subhanAllah, I'm going to mention the Umrah step by step. The first thing that we'll be doing Umrah, we'll be doing is the Umrah. And Umrah, we are going to talk step by step condition of Umrah, like Shurutul Umrah, which is Ihram and Talbiyah. They are the two Sharait, subhanAllah. And pillars of Umrah is Tawaf, subhanAllah. And the wajib, like imperative elements of Umrah, is are the sa'i between Safa and Marwa, and halq or taqsir. For halq is for no, halq is for men, and taqsir means cutting hairs for men and women. Subhanallah. And stay in Makkah, an opportunity for good deeds on repeating the Umrah. This is for a mutamatte, not the Qarin. Means when a person, as I mentioned, that the Qarin is going to be combining the Umrah and Hajj. But the mutamatte will be doing Umrah, and then he'll come out of the state of Ihram, Subhanallah, which I'm mentioning in a second. The first thing is the Ihram, Tawaf, Sa'i, and Halq or Taqsir. Let's go step by step. Number Ihram. Here is the world map. We are in America, okay? We are going to, Subhanallah, it's here in Saudi Arabia, like here somewhere, inshallah. Let me go somewhere very lower level here. Subhanallah. These are the dotted lines, which is illustrating that this is the area of Mawaqit, means location. Subhanallah. This is Makkatul Mukarrama, and this is the Madinatul Munawwara. Subhanallah. And the people from Medina will be wearing before or at this point, at this miqat, which is called Zul Halaifa, coming to Hajj or Umrah. Subhanallah, they will be coming in the state of Ihram. And the people who are coming, the Juhfa is the miqat, those who are coming from North Africa, Syria, and USA, subhanallah. So especially those who are going from America all the way to Makkah al-Mukarramah, it is better for them to wear, those who are coming from, let's say, I'm coming from Chicago, okay? So what I'm going to do, and I'll be taking Turkish Airlines. So what I'm going to be doing is that in Turkey, there is a halt there. So I'll be wearing ihram and coming in the state of ihram. That because maybe we are flying and we may miss a Juhfa, and it is not good, because then we have to come back to Juhfa and or otherwise give dam on that manner. And those who are coming from New York directly, like Saudi Airlines from New York all the way to Jeddah, it is better for them to wear ihram in before boarding to Jeddah from New York. Subhanallah. Just come in the state, because we may be sleeping, or we may miss that uh, miqat. And this is Qarnal Manazil for those who are coming from Riyadh and other places, subhanallah. And then Yalamlam, those who are coming from Yemen, India, uh, mm, uh, and other places, subhanallah. And Zatul Arq is the coming from Iraq and other places, subhanallah. So I believe you understand here. You got this as far as miqat concerned. For men, clip mustaches, clip fingers, and toenails. This is just to prepare for coming to ihram, and remove pubic and armpit hairs, and take a shower or ghusl for ihram. This is sunnah. Um, Wudu is enough, but sunnah means recommended. And you can put perfume on the body prior coming into the state of ihram, not after that. And put on ihram garments. The upper part is called rida, and the lower part is called izar. Subhanallah. It was narrated from Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that a man asked the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam, the to what does the muhrim? Muhrim is the one who is in the state of ihram. It's called muhrim, subhanallah. Or muhrima is the is for muannas, for the females. The Messenger of Allah, Sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam, said that the muhrim does not wear a shirt or a turban or a hooded cloak or trousers, yani pants, or a clothes touched with the wars or with the saffron or leather socks, unless he cannot find sandals, in which case he may wear leather socks but should cut them to below the ankles. Subhanallah. Then pray 2 rakat or a prescribed salat if it's time for it. It's a nafil. Subhanallah. And the highly recommended in the first rakat is after Surah Al-Fatiha, recite Surah Al-Kafirun, and in second rakat after Surah Al-Fatiha, recite Surah Al-Ikhlas. That's what our Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallama has done prior coming into the state of Ihram. Subhanallah. And here there are many questions people ask me, and Subhanallah, we should be very careful about this one. Subhanallah, what kind of slipper or sandals a man should be wearing? Subhanallah. Okay, so the first thing is ankles should be covered. That's based on the hadith that we just learned. Allahu Akbar. And the upper part of the breech. Okay, because there is a difference of opinion, because when Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said that the hadith which said yani, means the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that do not wear shirt and then turban, and then he said khufs, yani socks made of fabric or leather. But if someone cannot get sandals, then he can wear hoofs after cutting them short below the ankles. Okay, so some take ankles as this bone or this bone. Okay, so as the Ka'bain, the Arabic word is Kaaba, and it's called Ka'bain. Allahu Akbar. So the Kaab is everything which protrudes, specifically the protruding yani bone on the ankle and protruding bone on the upper foot, or both refer to a Kaab. Al-Kaab kullu ma artafi' wa ala. This is what Mu'jam Lughat al-Fuqaha has mentioned. And many scholars, especially the Maliki, Shafi'i, and Hanbali scholars, are of opinion that the word Kaab in the above hadith refers to ankle. So rather talking about all these differences, it is better to the toes are not mentioned, but it is better to toes and heels. Make sure they are not covered. So you'll be in a state of ihram when performing tawaf and sa'i. So this is what the scholar says, and uh, this is what we are. And you'll not be in the state of ihram when performing tawaf al-wada, farewell, inshallah, that we will be talking. And tawaf ifada is in most of the case you'll not be in the state of ihram. Where after that we do it. And these are uh, the footwear for men. Okay, this is highly permissible, which is like toes and instep and the ankles, they are open. This is somehow permissible that you can wear, and this is also you can wear as long as these stripes are not covering the ka'bayn, yani ankles, and plus the instep, the middle part of the foot. Subhanallah, these are not allowed. These are not allowed. Okay. Now coming to this, commonly for men, these two cloaks are usually referred as ihram, but it should be noted that these two cloaks are not the ihram per se. They are the sheets which are used for the ihram. Just remember that. Subhanallah. If the cloaks become impure or dirty, we can remove the impurity or change the cloaks for the new ones. Remove the cloaks does not invalidate the ihram. Many people they say, oh, if you change the ihram, like especially these sheets, will not be in the state of ihram. No, no, you will be in the state of ihram. I have a couple of questions, but it says Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Oh, okay. Jazakallah. Yeah. There was a question about this footwear, and Alhamdulillah, he's okay with that. Now, for the women, clip fingers and toes, nails, subhanallah, remove their hair, subhanallah, take a shower for ihram. Uh, this is sunnah, not wajib. If they take a shower, that's good. And put on normal clothes, uncover face and hands, subhanallah. And the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said regarding women in ihram, and the woman does not veil her face and does not wear gloves, subhanallah. And there are some those who put veils on their heads. What they do is they wear the cap and then put the veil on top of it, not letting the face touched um, with anything, subhanallah. Okay, pray 2 rakat, which is nafil or prescribed salat, if it's time for it. Subhanallah. Same as what I mentioned, the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. You can recite any verse from Quran, as long as it contains 27 alphabets in it. Allahu Akbar huruf. But the recommended, what the Prophet ﷺ did was he prayed 2 rakat, as I said. In first rakah, Surah Al-Fatiha, and then Surah Al-Kafirun, yani قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون. And then in second rak'at, Surah Al-Fatiha, and then Surah Al-Ikhlas. MashaAllah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. And now, Ihram for Umrah. Up to this point, all what you did is a preparation for Ihram, not the Ihram itself. It's just a preparation. What do you mean by salat? If there is a time for it, is there any specified time? Yeah, there are specified times. Allahu Akbar. Like that Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam has forbade us to pray. Subhanallah. Like there are 3 times when the sun is rising and after Asr, subhanallah, and especially before Zohar, like 20 minutes before, not further, I'm sorry, 20 minutes before Zohar, subhanallah. So those are the time that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has forbade us to pray. And if that's not the time, then you can pray, subhanallah. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Most preparation for ihram can be done at home or place of residence. Okay, but before miqat or at the miqat. After the prayer, make the intention and say, Subhanallah, Labbaik Allahumma Umrah, Allahu Akbar. Those who are uh, Qarin or Mutamatt'i. From this point, you are in a state of Ihram. And now, obligatories of the components of Ihram, Subhanallah. The following are the obligatory fard components of Ihram. Make an intention, niyyah, for the performance of the pilgrimage Hajj or the visitation Umrah, or for both in case of Hajj and Qiran. As I mentioned, there are 2 types of Hajj. Recite Talbiyah loudly. You don't see my screen? Can you see now? I'm sorry. How about others? Yeah, others see, brother, you can see it. I have no idea. I'm sorry if you don't see it. Yeah, everyone, Alhamdulillah, people are seeing. We are able to see. Okay. I don't know, maybe at your end, because I'm sharing. I just checked. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Okay. Okay. There. Okay. So what I was saying, okay, recite talbiya. Talbiya is labbaik Allahumma labbaik, inshallah. If someone makes the intention but does not recite the talbiya, one has to not entered into the state of ihram at least one time, or vice versa. If someone recites the talbiya but does not make the intention, then again one is not uh, enter the state of ihram. Both have to be done together, side by side. Subhanallah. After the intention is made, recite talbiyah out loud. Yani, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk, la sharika lak, Allahu Akbar. Means it was called by Sayyidina Ibrahim by the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, uzina linnasi fil hajj, yani, call the people for hajj. Now here we are replying to that one. Here I am, O Allah. Here I am. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Here I am. There is no partner. La sharika laka labbaik. There is no partner with you. Here I am. Allah innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk. Allahu Akbar. Verily all praises is for you and every bounty is from you and all dominion is yours. You have no partner. Allahu Akbar. La sharika lak. Subhanallah. Can women wear the mask in Ihram? No, not for more than a day. Like they can wear the mask if they have any issues. Unnecessary wearing the mask is not good. For an hour or half an hour they can wear, but not for almost 10 hours. Then uh, then the person has to give them. Talbiyah should be continued, not necessary non-stop until you see a Kaaba. Okay, the question is for Hajj Tamattu, is there a specified way to recite the Niyyah or can this be done in English? Niyyah is the hearted intention, hearted the thing that you are deciding. It does not have to be out loud or utter from the mouth. But Sidi Abdul Qadir al-Jailani radiallahu ta'ala said that we have to sync our heart and tongue together. So whatever is your heart is saying, it has to come out of the of the tongue, subhanallah. And innamal a'malu binniyah. So niyyah is the intention of what you're about to do. So niyyah is can be done in Urdu or English or just hearted the intention is enough. Allahu Akbar. Okay, I think we should keep the question until the end in order not to interrupt the flow of the presentation. Okay, I'm open for both. Subhanallah. Make talbiyah especially. Okay. While descending or ascending during travel, joining a party of people, just say labbaik Allahumma labbaik until you see the Kaaba, then stop it. After every salat, say labbaik Allahumma labbaik, and in the morning and in the evening, subhanallah, whenever you feel uneasy, just say labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Talbiyah should be recited aloud at least one time. This is the sunnah of the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, and there are some ahadith that Sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said, which is recorded by Imam Ahmad and Imam Tirmizi, that Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam came to, the Rasulullah said, that came to me and asked me to tell my companions to raise their voices with ihlal, yani talbiyah. Talbiyah is labbaik Allahumma labbaik. And Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu tabarak wa ta'ala anhu said that the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam was asked, what is the best of Hajj? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked yani, uh, So he replied, Al-Aj was-Thaj. Yani Al-Aj means raising the voice with talbiyah, and Al-Thaj is shedding blood for the sake of Allah, means animal sacrifice after the Jamarat, inshallah, which I'll be mentioning later, because these are the ahadith, they're together. And then another hadith, because we are doing a sunnah way of hadith, a sunnah of way of hajj, subhanallah. And Sahal bin Sa'ad al-Sa'idi radiallahu ta'ala anhu reported the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said that there is no Muslim who recites the talbiyah, but whatever is to his right and to his left of stones, rocks, clouds, like lumps of earth or clay, recites it with him, subhanallah, to the furthest point of the east and west, subhanallah. Whenever we are reciting, there are some species that we don't see or we see, they are also reciting with us, but we may not be hearing that, subhanallah, which is recorded by Ibn Majah, al-Bahaqi, and Tirmidhi, and al-Hakim, and he said it is, the hadith is sahih, subhanallah. And Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala reported that the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam said, he who declares there is no God but Allah, subhanallah, uh, Allah will get the good news of reward for him, and he who magnifies Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or say Allahu Akbar, Allah is the greatest, will receive the good news of the reward for him. They, any Sahaba asked, O Prophet of Allah, is it the good news of paradise? Then the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam replied, yes, subhanallah. And it is recorded by Imam al-Tabarani in the Awsat, and the hadith is sahih, subhanallah. Okay, talbiyah is an emphasized sunnah, Sunnatul Muakkada, even though some scholars considered it as an obligatory act, yani wajib, or requires an animal sacrifice, yani fidya, for omitting it. So just do it, and repeating the talbiyah after a guide is not from the sunnah. The companions of the Prophet ﷺ used to recite it individually. It is okay if the voices of people coincide unintentionally. It is better to be going uh, one rhythm, subhanallah. It is equally a sunnah for a woman to shower before ihram, and talking about the woman, and women in her menstruation or nifas, like post natal bleeding, takes a shower and assume ihram, but does not pray the 2 rakat of ihram, subhanallah. The majority of scholars say that a woman should make talbiyah in a low voice, but some scholars say that there is no difference between men and women in that respect, except if she fears to cause fitna. Hazrat Aisha, our mother of the believer, Sayyida Aisha Siddiqa, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, used to say the talbiyah out loud, subhanallah. So that's the dalil proof from her, subhanallah. And if anyone is performing Umrah on behalf of another person or Hajj, so they should make the niyyah, say Labbaik Allahumma Umrah an Fulan. Means here I am, O Allah, uh, intending to perform Umrah on behalf of such and such person, like Muhammad bin Abdullah or someone. Allah knows best. Allah Akbar. To perform Hajj on behalf of another person, one should make the intention to make that effect and say, Labbaik Allahumma Hajjan an Fulan. Yani here I am, O Allah, intending Hajj on behalf of such and such person. Subhanallah. Now, Hajj, whether to be performed Hajj on behalf of another person, one must perform Hajj for oneself. Some ruling applies for Umrah, subhanAllah. It is the intention that really matters. If a pilgrim intends to perform Hajj on behalf of another person and forgets to name that person, it is sufficient that the intention is made for that person in his heart. So same thing if the pilgrim forgets the name of the person. So as long as he already has in his heart and mind, subhanallah. Okay, my mother intends to do Hajj in place of her father. who passed. Does our guide do anything with that? No, nothing. It's her intention. She has to make her intention, and he has no, sorry, she has to make the intention that I'm doing Hajj. Allahumma labbaik Allahumma Umrah or Hajj an fulan. Oh Allah, here I am and intending to perform Umrah or like a Hajj, uh, uh, so and so. Like let's say if someone's name is Muhammad and that person's father name is Abdullah, say Muhammad ibn Abdullah or Muhammad the son of Abdullah. Subhanallah. After a pilgrim assumes ihram for Hajj or Umrah for himself or herself, she or he no longer has the option to change the intention to make it on behalf of another person. Once the intention is made, Allah Akbar. And likewise, if a pilgrim intends to perform Hajj or Umrah on behalf of another person and assume ihram on as such, she cannot change his or her intention and make it for himself, herself, or for a different person. The decision has to be made in advance. So before, like, just prepare yourself. Okay, don't be confused. Subhanallah. Now, wajibat of the ihram. If these are missed, then dam is required. So there are two imperative wajib components in the ihram. Coming into a state of ihram at the miqat. Observing the restriction which have been placed when one is in the state of ihram. Subhanallah. And recommended sunnah of ihram. There are the following recommended sunnah. Number one, the for the pilgrim, Haji, for the pilgrimage, Hajj, the ihram must be put on during the month of Hajj. It is condemned, makruh, to put it on before that, not in the month of yani, Ramadan. So it is condemned, it's makruh, to put it on before that. On the other hand, the ihram for the visitation, yani Umrah, has no time restriction. It can be put on any time of the year. Putting on the ihram at the designated miqat of the one's locality, doing so from another miqat other than one's is against the sunnah. It has to be a proper miqat or before that. Performing the major ritual like ghusl before putting on the ihram. Subhanallah. Make sure we are in a purified state. Okay, wearing two sheets of cloth, one for the upper part of the body, that's called rida, and the lower part of the body is called izar. Subhanallah. And then applying perfume before putting on one's ihram. You can apply perfume on ihram also or in the body, that's fine, prior to making the intention, okay? Not after when you are muhrim, yani in the state of yani ihram. Then offering two cycles, two rakat of ritual prayer. After putting on the ihram, recite Suratul Kafirun in the first rakat and Suratul Ikhlas in the second rakat, after Suratul Fatiha in each rakat. And one must take care not to offer it at any condemned makruh timings, subhanAllah, which I just mentioned. Okay, the talbiyah should be recited according to how it has been transmitted in the books of ahadith. No word should be taken out or added in the middle. There is no harm in adding extra words at the end. Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. You can add them, but try not to add in between, like labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharik. It has to be exactly what our Prophet ﷺ has said. And then after that, you can recite salawat upon our Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, saying Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik salim. Allah ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu lahul mulk wa lahul hamdu wa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Some other askar, but not in between this talbiyah. Okay, the word labbaik should be recited thrice. Each time it is recited. Okay, a man should recite the talbiyah out loud, while the female should recite it quietly. And as we learned from the hadith that our mother, Sayyida Aisha Siddiqa, radiallahu ta'ala anha, salamullah alayha, has recited out loud. Subhanallah. if you look at, this is how we will be. Alhamdulillah, you all know how to wear this, and subhanallah, this is how we should be covering. And especially for men, make sure they should be covering their belly buttons all the way to the knees, because that's called the naked part of the man. That's the aura of the man. Okay, and the women is aura, means except her face and uh, the feet and the the fingers and like the palm. Subhanallah, she can expose that one in all the time. So subhanallah, she's highly respected. Subhanallah. And now limits of the haram of Makkah, hudud al haram. Here is these are the yani hudud al haram. Subhanallah. And different name for that one. Tanim, which is very close to the Makkah. Those who wants to make another Umrah after performing Umrah, they have to go to Tanim and then make another Niyyah and then come back and do the Umrah. And then there are other places, subhanAllah, which I just mentioned. And here are the Mahzurat al-Ihram, means prohibition of Ihram. So no husband and wife relation, subhanAllah. Uh, to fondle his spouse with lust, it's not, it's a haram. And to kiss his spouse with lust, and to hug a spouse with lust, with shahwa yani, to look at the private parts of the spouse with lust, na'uzubillah, and talk with the spouse about sexual relation, etc. Allah Akbar. Rude talk is haram. Like, do not disrespect others. Everyone is respected. So be nice and with each other, and follow the guidelines of sabr, subhanallah, and steadfastness. Our main maqsad of this Hajj is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not pleasing ourselves, pleasing our nafs. No, na'uzubillah. Many things could come, okay? That could be a trial from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, okay, the things that are forbidden normally now become even more forbidden. To fight or quarrel with anyone about worldly things, it's not right. Okay, cutting your own or someone's nails, or having your nails cut by someone else in the state of Ihram, this is haram. And to intentionally remove any hair from any part of the body, that is haram. But to cover the head or face with any cloth is haram. It applies to men and women, both of them. Okay, to place any kind of folded cloth uh, or head covering on the head, it's not permissible. To wear a cap or amama for men only, it's not permissible. To wear a veil, face covering that touches the face, this is something. Oh, what is going on? Allahumma salli ala. For men, it's not permissible. And then to wear a veil, like face covering that touches the face, for men and women, both are not permissible. But women, they can wear the hat and then put the veil on top of it. Make sure that is not touching the face. To wear gloves for men, it's not permissible, but women is permissible. To wear any kind of slipper or shoes that covers the upper part of the foot for the men, like ankles and the instep, which I mentioned previously. Wearing any kind of stitched clothing for men. For men, it's okay. They can wear stitched clothing. Allah Akbar. And this is karaha. Karaha makruh. Scratching in such a manner that there is a chance of hair falling of the body or lice being killed. So this is not, it's not haram, it's karaha. And wearing a jacket or coat or hanging it on the shoulder is karaha, but if there is no other choice, then you can just put it on your shoulder, but make sure your shoulders are not covered with that one. Okay, wearing any clothes that have been washed with scented detergent and the scent is still noticeable, which I already mentioned. Smelling any scent intentionally even if it is a flower, fruit, or a spice like lemon, tangerine, mint. This is not, this is, there's a karaha for that one. And sitting in a perfume shop with the intention that the smell will freshen the mind. That's, it all depends upon the, uh, you said nothing is stitched. What about fanny bags around the waist? Yes, you can have it. Make sure it's not touching your uh, body. You can put it on top of the rida. And even belts are, which I'm about to talk. Yeah, around the waist. Yes, that is permissible to uh, for holding the izar. Yes, it is permissible. The question was, the stitch bells are allowed? Yes, they are allowed. Uh, Trying a wrap a cloth on the forehead, it's not permissible. These are all karaha. Uh, Tying a wrap, a cloth on the face or mouth, which I just mentioned, I think. Going inside the covering of the Kaaba in such a manner that it covers your head or face. Allahu Akbar. Don't do that. Many people put their heads inside and, respect the Kaaba. Don't like we do just to, put the cover of the Kaaba on the head and that's not permissible. And covering the nose or any part of the face with a cloth and eating anything with a strong scent if it has been cooked or if it has not been cooked or if the smell has not left. Okay. Wearing unstitched clothing that has patches sewn into it. And there are so many things, putting your face on a pillow and sleeping ups and down. Uh, Touching any fragrance surface with the hand as long as the fragrance does not come onto the hand. If it comes into the hand, then it is forbidden. Wearing a taviz, I know we don't wear this, putting any kind of bandage or a band-aid on the body without a valid reason. If it's cut, then it's okay, but unnecessary wearing that is not permissible. Women to beautify themselves and make themselves look attractive, it's not good. And what is permissible acts in ihram? Because there are the mostly there are the questions they've been asked, so that's the reason I made a part of this presentation. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammad wa barik wasallim. Here are the items allowed in the state of ihram. Many people they get confused. Number one, lying down and covering yourself with a coat, jacket, blanket, cloth in such a manner that the head and face are not covered. Uh, uh, Tying a jacket, coat, or upper body garment on the lower body like a tahband, it is permissible. Can we touch the Kaaba, which is perfumed while in ihram? If it has a perfume, then don't touch it. Like especially Hadr Aswad, Allahu Akbar. If you know that, if you already know that it has a perfume in it and you can get the perfume from that one, then it is better not to touch it. Okay, where am I? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Okay, taking the corners of a blanket inside the tahban, it is permissible. Like when you're in Mina, you can cover yourself with the blankets. Subhanallah, as long as okay, that's fine. Wearing a purse, this is permissible. Wearing a weapon on the body, which we don't do that, but it's permissible. Uh, Bathing without rubbing the body. You can bathe, but without rubbing a body. Make sure don't apply the soap or anything. Just let the water flow and let the dirt be with us. Because in a state of ihram, we are showing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, we are the faqir, we are the pauper, we are the beggars in your court, and you are Ghani al-Hamid, subhanallah. So it's better to let the dirt while we are in the state of ihram, let it be on it. Okay, let the hairs dishevels and all that, and Allah like that. Just when you are in the state of ihram, taking a dip in water, that's fine. Washing clothes, provided it is not done to kill lice. That's okay. And to use a miswak, this is highly recommended. You can use the miswak, subhanallah. And sitting in the shade of something, that's fine. Using an umbrella, that's perfect. That's perfect. Wearing a ring, that's perfect. No problem. Applying non-fragrance kohl, yani antimony, like we say surma, subhanallah in Urdu. And removing a tooth, this is permissible. Breaking off a partially broken nail, if it's bothering you, then you can take it out. Popping a boil or pimple, that's okay. Uh, that's permissible. Okay, circumcision is permissible. Having a vein open in order to allow bleeding, that's permissible. Taking a hair out of the eye, if it's there, but you're not pulling out by yourself, it's just there, you can take it out. Scratching the head or body softly in such a manner that no hair is any broken. Wearing a hat to block the sun. No, it's not permissible. Means as long as it's not covering the whole head, like partial head, like it is permissible. Partially, if it's covering, but the whole head, it should not be covered more than a day, like 8 hours. Subhanallah, what is going on? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Okay, the perfume that was applied before ihram was one remaining on the body or ihram. As I said, you can apply the perfume prior to coming into the state of ihram on the attire that are going to be used for ihram. Slaughtering reared animals like uh, camel, goat, cow, chicken, etc., and cooking its meat, milking them, breaking its egg, and boiling it. It's permissible. And catching fish in order to eat, subhanallah, which we don't do it. Okay, killing any sea animal for medicine. If hunting or fishing is not for medicine or food and is purely for pleasure, as is very common, then hunting any kind of land or sea animal for this is strictly prohibited and becomes even more prohibited in the state of Ihram. Just for the medical reason, then you can do it. Cutting grass or cutting down trees outside the haram, not inside the haram. Killing impure and poisonous birds of prey like crows, mice, chameleons, lizards, snakes, scorpions, bugs, mosquitoes, fleas, etc. Even if inside the haram, it is permissible because if we don't kill them, they might hurt others or hurt yourself. Putting on a bandage on a wound on any part of the body except for the head and the face. I know I'm going in detail, so just want to make sure that I cover everything. Uh, okay, putting a pillow below the head or back is permissible. Placing hand, whether your own or someone else on your head or no, is permissible. Covering the ears with a cloth is okay. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa I'm sorry. Okay, this is what happened when you when I prepare all these things at the last moment. Okay, covering the ear with a cloth is permissible. Covering the beard below the chin is permissible. And carrying a pot or basket on the head is permissible. Eating or drinking food or beverages which are naturally fragrant or cooked and do not give off a strong odor. Okay, and applying any kind of oil on the hair or body like ghee, fat, mustard seed, and coconut oil and almond oil, it's permissible. But according to some ulamas, the zaitun is considered as perfume, so do not apply. And here is the permissible. I know that now it's 39. Okay. Wearing clothes dyed with fragrance if the fragrance is no longer noticeable. However, clothes dyed in saffron are not allowed for men in any circumstances. Women, alhamdulillah, they don't have much restrictions. Discussion for the sake of religion, rather, this is obligatory and compulsory if the need arise. So, talking something not worldly talk, just talk something which brings closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and zikrullah, that's permissible, and asking question with murshid or mufti or and others, that's good, sharing good knowledge. Wearing any kind of shoes that do not cover the top of the foot, okay? And if necessary, wrapping amulet or unstitched cloth and putting it around the neck is permissible. Looking in the mirror is permissible. I know one person came to me, oh, I looked at the mirror. Do I have to give a thumb? No, no, you don't have to. So that's the reason I'm adding all this. Okay, smelling any fragrance that has no scent left in it. Okay, that's permissible. Okay, tying scented items that have no fragrance left in them into the end of the head covering, subhanallah. And getting married, it's permissible, but some scholars say it's not a good thing because consuming a marriage is not permissible, but just uh, getting married is permissible. But some scholar, like especially I think Shawafi and Ahlul Hadith, they don't permit this. Wearing a sandal that do not cover the ankles, heels, and toes. This one is good. Like toes are uncovered, the instep is uncovered, uh, and the ankles are uncovered, and the bottom part is the heels. Subhanallah. And wearing a belt to keep your money and documents and tie to your izar. Izar is permissible. And these are stitch belts. They are the one, uh, although they are stitched, but they are permissible because this is to cover on top of the izar, not inside before izar. Subhanallah. So it's permissible because many of the brothers were asking these questions. So I'm just kind of adding. Crossing the, okay, here the pitfalls of Ihram. Crossing the miqat without Ihram. Ihram is very, very important, okay, because in Hajj and Umrah, we'll be in the state of Ihram, okay? So crossing the miqat without Ihram, this violates a wajib and requires an animal sacrifice, okay? Thinking that Ihram is putting the 2 hours, 2 towels, making the intention of Hajj or Umrah or both in the sense of Ihram, and thinking that the 2 rakat before Ihram are a condition to Ihram or a wajib. They are not condition, it's nafil. Ihram is valid without any salat. Okay, thinking that ghusl, yani shower or wudu, is a condition of Ihram. It is only a sunnah, and the Ihram is valid without it. Even if you are not in the state of wudu, you can make a niyat, you can come into the state of Ihram. But always be in the state of wudu and ghusl. Make sure we are free from all impurities. Uncovering the right shoulder in shoulder, like that's called iltiba at the miqat and during all the Hajj and Umrah. Istiba is a sunnah during the tawaf, not all the time. Okay, so just make a decency and be moderate. And the pitfall, like thinking that anything that has stitches is forbidden for men to wear during the ihram. Only sewn clothes made to fit the limbs are forbidden for men. Slippers, belts, ihram, towels that have stitches are permissible. Women in their menses thinking that they cannot assume ihram and pass the miqat without ihram. No. The only ritual a woman in her menses cannot perform is tawaf. And she can do the tawaf. There is a way. Inshallah, I'm going to mention which many scholars have given their rulings as permissible. Women thinking that ihram requires particular clothes or white clothes. Now, the only ihram required for women is to uncover their face and hands. That's all. It doesn't have to be a specific color. Starting a Hajj or Umrah and quitting before completing it after Ihram is made, the Hajj or Umrah must be completed, regardless of whether it is the Fard Hajj or Nafil Hajj. You have to complete. Otherwise, uh, uh, Dam or Badana or Sadaqah are required. Depends what part of Hajj is missed. Let's take a 5 minutes break. Is that okay? Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. Just give me 5 minutes, okay, inshallah. And let's take a break. Have some, just relax, have some coffee, tea, or something, because I've been saying for 1.5 hours, so I need some water, like just to walk a little bit. Right, I'll be right back in 5 minutes. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina. Assalamu alaikum. I'm back. Okay. The question is, what time is the meeting expected to end? Inshallah, it will be ended by 6 p.m. Or before that, inshallah ta'ala. It is around almost, I was expecting to finish in 2 hours, but it looks like I'm going to, it may take a couple more minutes. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me, right? Just anyone say just yes or no. That will be great. Jazakallah. Okay. Now, I hope you see my screen because I am sharing. Okay, Alhamdulillah. So now we are in a state of Ihram. We put on the clothing and then now, Alhamdulillah, now going to Masjid al-Haram. Subhanallah. I'm to Tawaf. Uh, just stop reciting Talbiyah before starting the Tawaf, like any circumambulation, the 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 Shawat, the Ashwat, just to get some thing familiar. This is the whole Kaaba. It's been taken from the drone, and Safa and Marwa from outside. Subhanallah. And here is the King Abdulaziz Gate, and here is Fahad Gate, just to get some familiarity. And then Umrah Gate, and it's called Fatha Gate, Babul Fatha, and Babu Safa Gate, and Abdullah Gate. These are like something like, and here is the blessed birthplace of the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallama. If get a chance, just go and visit there. Okay, this is King Abdullah's harem expansion, and before expansion was like that. Okay, Subhanallah, and this is Royal Palace compound, and this is the Abraj al Bait clock tower, and this is Abraj al Makkah, and people like in our group, people, some are staying in this Abraj al Bait, like Swiss Hotel, and some are in Makkah Hotel. So Subhanallah, they are very close to Makkah Tul Mukarramah, Dar Tawheed, Subhanallah. But Abraj al Makkah and Makkah Hotel and Darut Tawheed, they are on Jabal al Umar, means on the mountain of Umar, like Jabal al Umar, Mount of Umar, Subhanallah. Okay, now let's talk about the obligatory components of Tawaf. Make an intention as soon as you enter. That's an intention of that's a fard, whether it's from like it has to be just an intention, okay, and you can utter from the mouth. Performing the first four circuits are obligatory, that's fard, and the remaining are wajib. And the circumambulation must be performed within the designated area. Yeah, I think I'm recording, right? Yeah, I'm recording. Yes, I am recording. Yes. Jazakallah. Okay, now the wajib components of tawaf. Being in a state of purity, make sure you are pure. For women to be free from menstruation and postnatal bleeding. Keeping the wuzu, make sure you are in a state of wudu all the time. If the wuzu breaks, then leave the tawaf and go and make an ablution, come back and start from Hajj Aswad of the circuit that you miss, subhanallah, and then continue from there. Um, Covering one's nakedness, make sure our satul aura has to be highly Be careful about that one. And a quarter of these body parts must not be exposed, especially for the men. The men nakedness is from belly button, above the belly button, all the way lower to the knees. So make sure they are all the time covered, not even in tawaf, subhanAllah. So these are the wajibat, and performing the tawaf on foot for those who are able bodies. Okay, otherwise we can perform it in a wheelchair if a person has some medical issues or is a mazur, or then it's permissible for that person. Now coming, the tawaf must be performed anti-clockwise, subhanallah, going around hatim and not cutting through. Make sure, if we cut through the hatim, because hatim is a part of Kaaba. Remember, completing all 7 circuits. Okay, these are wajibat. If any of the circuit is missed out, the tawaf has to be repeated. Otherwise, the expiation has to be performed. That is, goat has to be sacrificed. After completing the tawaf, offer 2 cycles of ritual prayer behind the Maqam Ibrahim. This is wajib, or anywhere near it if it is overcrowded. You can pray anywhere in the haram, subhanallah. And coming to the wajibat, the 6th wajib is tawaf must be performed anti-clockwise, as I said. I already see it. Okay. I came back again. I'm sorry. Now coming to now sunnah of the tawaf, uncovering the right shoulder. That's called idtiba, only for men. Okay, performing ramal, walking hastily and short steps in the first 3 circuits. That's called ramal. Okay, show them take some pride that you are a mu'min. Not doing ramal in the final 4 circuits, only just first 3 circuits. Okay, doing the istilam. Istilam means kissing the black stone. If it is overcrowded, a person can do this from a distance by pointing it and kissing one's hand. Just do this, just kiss like that. Okay, if it's overcrowded. Okay, this is done by facing the black stone and then raising both hands and saying Bismillahi Allahu Akbar, in the name of Allah. Allah is the greatest. It has to be in Arabic. Okay. Okay. The sunnah, upon completed circumambulation, the person should perform the istilam before going for the sa'i. Istilam, like kissing, or if you cannot get close to the Hajar Aswad, just with the, with the actions, subhanAllah. Doing all the circuits of the circumambulation consecutively, okay, and refraining from all acts that are against the etiquettes of circumambulation. Be nice, be gentle, be nice to each and every person. If anyone pushes you or do something, just smile at that person and leave that person alone, instead of like, oh, why did you do this, why you kicked me, why you hurt me, why you did this. No, 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 please don't do that. Okay, our main object is like objective is the aim, the yani maqsad is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe someone comes and says something to you, just forgive them, because it could be a trial from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe an angel is there coming in that form and doing something indecent to you. Okay, could be. That's what many arifin said. Allahu Akbar. Important notes on tawaf, and will this meeting recording be made available on YouTube? Inshallah ta'ala. I'll be posting this one right after this meeting, inshallah, maybe tomorrow. Inshallah, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, the first tawaf performed by a person who is doing Hajjat Ifrad will be Tawaf al-Qudum, and the Sa'i will be for Hajj. A person performing Hajj Ifrad also has the permission to perform Sa'i after Tawaf al-Ziyarah. Okay, but inshallah, we will be doing a Hajj Tamattu'e that I highly recommend. So do Hajj Tamattu'e. Okay, please. It's up to you, whatever you want to do, but Hajj Tamattu'e, this is what I have planned to do it. Okay, so the tawaf and sa'i performed by a person who, performing Hajj Tamattu is for Umrah. Okay, therefore, a person performing it will shave his head or cut after sa'i, just taqsir, and will then remove the ihram as his Umrah has been completed. Now, the people will wear the ihram. Those who are doing Hajj Tamattu will wear the ihram on the 8th of Zulhijjah and completes all the stages of Hajj. The ihram can be adopted before the 8th of Zulhijjah or on the day of 8th of Zulhijjah. Okay, Jazakallah. Wayakum. Okay, important notes on Tawaf and Umrah. Subhanallah. For those who performing Hajj Qiran, which our Prophet ﷺ has done, but he recommended, as I said, the hadith is that recommended his ummah to do Hajj Tamattu. It is subhanallah, both are okay, but those who are performing Hajj Qiran, the first tawaf and sa'i is for only Umrah, and their Umrah is completed, but these people will not have their heads shaved or haircut, nor will they remove their ihram. They will be staying in the state of ihram. Okay, rather they will remain in ihram and will abide by all the rules of ihram and will continue reciting talbiyah while waiting for the days of Hajj. So during these days they will be in the state of ihram. Those who are doing Hajj Qiran, because they are combining Umrah and Hajj together. But Mutamatte, the one who are doing Tamattu, they are separating. As soon as they enter in miqat, they make as I said, make themselves as muhrim and come into the state of ihram and talbiyah and all that, and perform the umrah like tawaf and sa'i, and then after that they cut the hairs and then take uh, their ihram out, right? And they are in the state of tahallul, means they are not muhrim anymore. But the Hajj Qiran, they'll be muhrim. Okay. Now, take a bath before entering the Makkah if possible. This is Sunnah. When you enter the masjid, do not forget to enter the right foot and say these are the etiquettes of entering the masjid. Whenever you enter, I think I missed that one part, like Alhamdulillah is here. So as soon as you enter, just say Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa salim. Allahumma aftah li abwab rahmatik, and means Allah, oh Allah, send prayers and peace upon the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam and his blessed family. Oh Allah, open the doors of your mercy for me. Subhanallah. And then say أعوذ بالله العظيم وبوجهه الكريم وسلطانه القديم من الشيطان الرجيم, means I take refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the supreme, and with his noble dominion and his eternal authority from the accursed devil. Allahu Akbar. So as soon as whenever we enter, these are the etiquettes of entering the masjid. This is not wajib or fard, but they are highly recommended, and this is how the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has taught us. It is permissible to enter from any gate, but recommended is from Bab Salam. Recite dua upon entering the masjid. Subhanallah, when you see the Kaaba, raise your hands and make a dua. Subhanallah, it is better that when you first sight the Kaaba, recite salawat upon our Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa wasallam, and then supplicate in the following manner. Oh Allah, whenever and whatever I supplicate to you for anything lawful, accept my supplication and enter me into paradise without any reckoning. When subhanallah, so when you first set yani, eyes on the Kaaba, recite 3 times. What? La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. Means there is no deity of worship but Allah. Allah is the greatest. Subhanallah. And then say Allahumma ja'alli biha qararan warzuqni fiha rizqan halala. Oh Allah, grant me peace and contentment from this and grant me lawful sustenance in it. Subhanallah. If you remember, that's fine, or in any language you can say anything. Subhanallah. This is what the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has said. Okay, the Sunnah regarding the black stone, this is something that keep in mind. Go straight to the black stone and face it, make takbir and touch it with your right hand and kiss it and make sajda upon it. Also, the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has done accordingly. If you are not able to kiss, then touch it, and when you are right with your right hand, then kiss your hand. If you cannot touch it, if you should make a sign towards it with your right hand and say Takbir Allahu Akbar and kiss your hand. And do that in every circuit. Subhanallah. You don't have to touch the black stone for your tawaf to be accepted. If it is crowded, you may face your right hand towards the stone. Subhanallah. And say Allahu Akbar. Hurting a Muslim is a great sin, while kissing the black stone is a recommended act, but not wajib. Remember, wajib is not to hurt anyone. Subhanallah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wasallim. Do not stand at the black stone line for a long time. Make a sign towards it with your right hand, say Allahu Akbar, and move on it. Okay? Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Okay, this is called istiba. Two sunnah applies to this tawaf only. Istiba for men only, to wearing ihram under your right armpit and over the left shoulder throughout the 7 rounds, as you can see here, just for the men. And another sunnah is that for men only, a strong and quick walk with boldness in which the shoulders are thrust forward in the first 3 rounds, then walk normally. Subhanallah. Okay, start kissing, start the tawaf with istilam, kissing the black stone, kiss the black stone, or say takbir every time you pass by it. As I mentioned earlier, Allah Akbar. Here is just to make more comprehensible. Subhanallah, here is the black stone. This is just a diagram, okay? Don't take it to its literal meaning, astaghfirullah. Literally, don't take it literally, okay? This is a Kaaba and this is a Hatim, Hijr al-Aswad. And some say there is the resting place of Sayyidina Ismail al-Islam here inside. Allah knows best. And here is a black stone, and here is the door of the Kaaba, and this is the Maqam al-Ibrahim, subhanallah, and this is called Yamani corner, and this is called Shami corner, okay? That this, if you walk through all the way, you'll reach to Sham, yani Syria. For Yemen, if you walk from here all the way, straight, you'll reach to uh, Yemen. That's why it is. And Iraqi corner means if you walk exactly, like without taking my step, I know it's not going to work, but this is what it is, the Iraqi corner. And this is the line, the start line. That's where we're going to start, okay? If you find a lot of people here you cannot reach, then stay here, and then with the sign, kiss the, as I mentioned, kiss the black stone, subhanallah. And this is this is how you should be walking, like anti-clockwise, 7 circuits, so subhanallah. And this is where it takes you to Safa for Sa'i, subhanallah. So 7 circuits have to be made for 1 tawaf. Tawaf means 7 circuits, okay? Let me make one more tawaf. What does that mean? Oh, that's Shout. Means 1 circuit. Ashwat is the plural of shout, which is circumambulation or circuit, subhanallah. Once we are done, then we go to Safa. Make a dua. There are some recommended zikr for tawaf, so you may read Quran or any zikr you like. Make dua by yourself or with the group. But especially here, going with the group is not. It's better to go individually, not with the group or murshid. Just go alone. Okay. It's highly recommended to recite Prophet's dua between the Yemeni and black stone corner. That's highly recommended. There is no specific dua that every shout or every corner that we have to recite a specific dua. No, there is no. You can recite anything. You can recite Quran. You can do anything. recite salawat upon our Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam. The best recommended dua between um, Rukn al-Yamani and Hijr Aswad is uh, black stone is Rabbana Atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azaban. It's a beautiful dua that covers everything. Allah give us good in this life and good in the hereafter, and save us from the punishment of the hellfire. Billah. Subhanallah. May Allah protect us. So this is the beautiful dua between Rukn Yamani and Rukn. And you can find some books, inshallah. I'm trying to write a book that will add some duas, just beautiful duas, but they are okay. It's not required, just mustahsan. Subhanallah. Now, multazim. What is multazim? This is multazim, like Hijr Aswad and between the Hijr Aswad and Hijr Aswad and the door. Subhanallah, that's called multazim. You may cling to the place between the corner of the black stone and the door of the Kaaba. It's like 2 meters, like 6.5 feet, placing your chest and face and forearms upon this place and make dua. As the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do that, like a child having a special affection with his mother, subhanallah. And remember, this area is sometimes very crowded. If you cannot reach, it's okay. It's not wajib. Okay, it's permissible. It is yani mustahsan. Okay, if you do it, that's okay. If you don't do it, that it doesn't mean that your umrah is not completed. اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى سيدنا مولانا محمد وبارك وسلم. This is Maqam Ibrahim. Subhanallah, when you finish the 7th round, cover your right shoulder, okay, like as you are doing for the Ramal. Subhanallah, move to the place of Ibrahim and recite وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى. It's Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 125. And appoint yourselves a place of prayer on the standing place of Ibrahim. Subhanallah, it's a very beautiful, and Subhanallah, I can give a long lecture on this one, but Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala, when he was circumambulating with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he was he's talking to himself. He was saying that I wish this becomes the standing place for prayer. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam looked upon him and they said, "Yeah, oh Umar, Allah has heard you, and this is the verse revealed to me. وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى." Subhanallah, subhanallah. If I talk about spirituality, man, it's going to take another 3-4 hours. Maybe when we are in Hajj, and we'll be talking about these places in more details with the spirituality, okay? Because we have to bring spirituality in ourselves and take many of the diseases of pride, prejudice, wrong suspicion. There are things residing in our hearts. We need to clean up this one, okay? Subhanallah. So we'll be talking there. And then what happened? Pray 2 rakat behind Maqam Ibrahim. It is desirable to recite there in, again, Surah Al-Kafirun in first rakat, and after Surah Fatiha, and Surah Al-Ikhlas in second rakat after Surah Al-Fatiha. And this is wajib, actually. Subhanallah, these are the traces of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. He was standing and directing Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam for building the Kaaba. So this is highly elevated in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And these are the traces of Subhanallah, blessed feet of Sayyidina Ibrahim ala nabiyyina wa alayhi salatu wasalam. After that, after praying 2 rakat, go to Zamzam and drink from it and pour some of water on your head, subhanallah, and then you return to black stone, say takbir, and if you can touch it, that's okay. And then, if possible, drink water, subhanallah. There are a lot of fadail of drinking water. Sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam said that Zamzam is for whatever purpose it is drunk for. Subhanallah, Imam Ahmad and Imam Ibn Majah has recorded this hadith, and the Prophet muttafaqun alayhi, that Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim recorded this hadith, that the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam said Zamzam water satisfies as food and cures illness. Subhanallah, subhanallah. And Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu used to supplicate this dua. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'an wa rizqan wasi'an wa amala mutaqabbala. Oh Allah, I ask you beneficial knowledge, abundant provision and cure from all the diseases. This is very beautiful dua that subhanallah. So after doing that, after drinking Zamzam in three sips, subhanallah, and face towards Kaaba and recite this dua, Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'an wa rizqan wasi'an wa amala mutaqabbala. And now come to Sa'i. Okay, Sa'i bayna Safa wal Marwa. Sa'i between Safa and Marwa. Sa'i means, subhanallah, make an intention. Allah, subhanallah, start. Sa'i means like have some kind of burden or subhanallah. This is Safa and Marwa. Sitana Hajira Salamullah alaiha ran between Safa and Marwa. Uh, subhanallah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loved her action, although she was looking for water and she had complete faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent down to us here and He will provide each and everything. This is called tawakkal. That's a trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah loved her subhanallah action and made as a obligatory act for Hajj and Umrah, subhanallah. So what you do is make an intention, start Safa, recite the ayah in Safa wal Marwa, which I'm going to mention, make a zikr and dua, walk to Marwa. On Marwa, do the same to Safa, on Safa, and walk back to Safa. It's a second lap and complete the 7 laps in the same manner. Allah Akbar. And then finish at Marwa. So that's in nutshell. Now, when reaching the foot of Safa, recite إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله فمن حج البيت واعتمر فلا جناح عليه أن يطوف بهما ومن تطوع خير فإن الله شاكر عليم. Means surely Safa and Marwa amongst the symbols of Allah subhanallah. Just Hajira alayhi salam ran between Safa and Marwa. Allah made this a symbols, a signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whoever makes a pilgrimage to the house or pays a visit to it, there is no sin if he goes around them both. And whoever does good of his own accord, then surely Allah is grateful, knowing. Subhanallah. Just recite this verse. Subhanallah. Then say, Nabdo bima bada Allahu bihi. This is what the Prophet ﷺ used to say. Means we begin with with that which Allah began with, subhanallah, and then climb Safa until you see the Kaaba. But this may not be easy with today's whatever they're going on like construction. So it's sufficient to just face the Qibla. That's enough. You don't have like people sometimes look around. Oh, Kaaba, I don't see. Come on, facing Qibla is enough. Like when we pray, we don't see Kaaba, but we face towards the Kaaba. Once on top of the Safa, face the Kaaba and say Zikrullah. These are the beautiful zikr that we should be doing. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu lahul mulk. وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له أنجز وعده ونصر عبده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. Subhanallah. These are the litanies that we will be reciting inshallah between Safa and Marwa. Subhanallah. These are the zikr. Say all that 3 times, making dua in between. Subhanallah, as you seek zikr, make a dua, zikr, make a dua, whatever dua you have for the whole world, for the ummah of the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam. Then you descend from Safa and start walking in the direction of Marwa. You walk till you reach the beginning of the green light area. Then you jog there, medium pace till you like jog, like not for women, just to men, okay? And then between the green lights, then you walk up to Marwa and ascend it. Upon Marwa, as you did upon Safa, zikr, dua, and that forms one complete lap. And then from Marwa, then you will return. Then you return till you reach Safa, jogging in the green light again area, and that is the second lap. Then you return to Marwa, Allahu Akbar. So on till you complete yani, 7 laps, finishing upon Marwa, between Safa and Marwa, Safa and Marwa. You may make this dua. This is Rabbi Ghafir Warham Innaka Antal A'azzal Akram. This is recommended dua you can recite. Subhanallah. Oh Allah, forgive and have mercy on me. Surely you are the most noble, the most generous. Subhanallah. Rabbi Ghafir Warham Innaka Antal A'azzal Akram. Subhanallah. And jogging in the green light area is a sunnah for men only. Women walk normally. Okay. This is just an illustration. Start by saying Inna Safa wal Marwata min sha'airillah, Subhanallah, and then say Nabda'u bima bada Allah. We begin with that which Allah began, Subhanallah. Then we recite Zikrullah here, and then walk. This is jog here for men only, and then walk all the way to Marwa. This is first lap, and then from Marwa, walk towards the Safa, jog, subhanallah, here in Millennial Akhdariin, okay, the green lights. That's a second lap, and then come back, third lap, come back, fourth lap, come back, fifth lap, and then this is the sixth, and then this is the seventh. Here we go, subhanallah. Then recite a dua and zikr, make a dua, and then exit from here, subhanallah. And then you can go out, you'll find some barber shop. Right now I don't see any barber shop there. I'm sorry, I should have changed this picture. And then do a halq or taqsir, subhanallah. Okay, then when you finish the seventh lap upon Marwa, you shorten the hair of your head, thus ending the umrah. Subhanallah, hair has to be trimmed from all over the head. Okay, it is not sufficient to cut hair from one side only. It has to be from all the side. Women trim their hair the length of a finger joint, as you can see here, like women's like here, just 1 to 2 centimeter, or if they have like a ponytail, they can cut just a finger. Everything that become forbidden to you upon entering ihram now becomes permissible to you, especially for the one who are mutamatte. No hair cutting for qarin, the one who is doing Hajj Qiran, and the one who does Hajj Qiran is called qarin. No hair cutting for that person. Okay, Alhamdulillah, the Umrah, the visitation has completed. Everything that became forbidden upon the mutamati before entering ihram now becomes permissible. Now he can go to his room, and he has no obligation upon it. If he wants to do more umrahs, he can do it. Okay, if he has that much capacity and strength. Otherwise, just hold that strength for Hajj, because they may get tired and they will not be able to perform the Hajj rituals. And for the Qarin, the one who is doing, as I said, still stays in the state of Ihram. Okay, he uh, the prohibition have not lifted from that person. Only the mutamattir. Subhanallah. So this is just stay in Makkah for Hajj. So we are done with the Umrah. If you did the Tamattu, you completed your Umrah and now remain in the normal state, as I said, until the day of Tarwiyah. The 8th of Zulhijjah is called Tarwiyah. While in Makkah, use time wisely. It is so precious here. Avoid wasting excessive time on shopping and idle talk. And in the Haram of Makkah, the reward for good deeds is greater than anywhere else. So is the punishment for sins too. Billah. So try not to miss any salat in Masjid al-Haram. Each salat is better than 100,000 salat elsewhere. So the equivalent, Allah Akbar, in reward of more than 55 years of salat. Subhanallah. So just take advantage of that, and then make optional tawaf as much as possible, as it may better than the salat in Masjid al-Haram for the visitor, but do not exhaust yourself, because Make sure you have the strength for the Hajj. Keep yourself busy in Salat, recitation of the Quran, Tawaf, Zikr, and reflection. Make lots of dua. Do not neglect other forms of ibadah, charity, fasting, helping others, and say salam, smile, etc. Try not to walk in front of any person praying in the masjid, except in the case of extreme necessity. When entering the masjid, pray 2 rakat of Tahiyatul Masjid whenever you enter. Okay, in case of don't intend to perform tawaf, beware of professional beggars. Okay, they know how to tell stories and astaghfirullah, which is, I better give like charity to the one who are working like cleaning the streets or other people. Those are the ones. They are highly they are the people should be helped. Before taking a taxi, always ask how much would the trip cost, because they may charge extra, because this is the time they make money in the whole year. Subhanallah. If you pay extra, that's okay. Now here's some suggestion. Let me go fast because I have some more to go. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. The following are some of the acts of worship that you may try to perform while in Mecca and Medina. This is by no means an exhaustive list, Allah Akbar. These righteous deeds are not specific to Mecca or Medina. A Muslim should try his or her best to include them in the daily routine. Subhanallah. Stay in masjid after performing the prayer as much as possible to remember Allah and make dua. Subhanallah, the angels will be sending blessing upon you and making dua for you as long as you stay in the place where you offer prayers. Allahu Akbar. And Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said that the angels send blessing upon one of you so long as he is in the prayer place, subhanallah, where he offered his prayer, so long as he does not break his wudu. Subhanallah, then say, Allahumma, what they say, Allahumma fir lahu warhamhu. Subhanallah. Oh Allah, forgive him or her, or have mercy upon him or her. Subhanallah. This is required by Imam Muslim and Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim. Subhanallah. This is a stay in masjid after the Fajr prayer, recite the morning zikr until these are all the the good things that you do. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. Pray all prayers should, it's highly recommended to offer in congregation, and there are so many ahadiths in this. Let me move fast. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa sallam. Pray at least the rawatib, like 20 rakats of voluntary prayers every day, two before Fajr Salah, which is the Sunnatul Muakkada, four before Zuhur Salah, like before the Fard, for a non-emphatic Sunnatul Ghair Muakkada before Asr. These are like Sunan and Nawafil. Just try to get as much reward as possible. Subhanallah. These are the prayers we all know. Subhanallah. And here is the saying of the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, that whoever persists in performing 12 rakat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala builds a house for that person in paradise. 4 rakat before Zuhr, 2 rakat after Zuhr, and 2 rakat before Maghrib, and 2 rakat after Isha, and 2 rakat before Fajr. This is the hadith recorded by Imam Nasai, which is Sahih. Subhanallah. Pray at night, the vigil prayers, subhanallah. The Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said that hold fast to night prayers, for it was the way of righteous before you, a way of drawing any like closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and expiation for wrong deeds and shields from sin. So there are so many ahadiths in this regard, and these are the zikr which I already mentioned. Subhanallah, recite as many times as possible. Subhanallah, at least 100 times. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wa la kulli shay'in qadir. And then 100 times Subhanallah wa bihamdi Subhanallah al-azim, and Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah Allahu akbar wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And then do istighfar, astaghfirullah al-azim alladhi la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayh. Subhanallah. And Subhanallah. And recite a daily predetermined portion of the Quran, whatever you can Quran recite. Subhanallah. This is the hadith. Subhanallah. Let me move on. And then Hatim. This is the Hatim, 3 meters. It's a part of Kaaba. Subhanallah. If you get a chance to enter the Hijr, make sure you pray within the 3 meters. Subhanallah, as if you are praying inside the Kaaba. if you're praying here. If you are not allowed to go there, or if it's crowded, just pray outside. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you based on your niyyah. And performing multiple umrahs, if you are able to do it, then do it. Otherwise, try to save your energy for the Hajj. Subhanallah. uh, as I okay, you can do the umrah for the deceased person, like father or mother, or any sick person, like a father or mother who's sick, or like anyone who the loved one who passed away. You can do on behalf of them. Subhanallah. Fulfillment of the vow. If you made a nazar or something, then try to do it at that time. Subhanallah. One of the best ibadah while in Makkah after completing the umrah is tawaf. One can do as many tawafs as one wishes. Subhanallah. So this is done of the Umrah. Now until the 8th of Zul Hijjah, now here comes the Hajj. Subhanallah. I know I'm taking a lot of time, Subhanallah, because I had to add few things that were asked by me, by many people, Subhanallah. Now here comes the Hajj, step by step, Subhanallah. Ihram of Mutamatti. For Hajj, we know all the and the about the Ihram. Just wear the Ihram. We don't have to go to any miqat as long as you are in Makkah, like close to Makkah, or in the Haram. Uh, just put on, just come into the state of Ihram. Okay, and then with the question, can we do Qadaya Umr while in Makkah and Medina? Yes, you can pray your missed prayers, whatever the prior prayers that you have missed, you can try to finish it there. Okay, like let's say if you have missed some Zohar or Asr or Fajr, like you can pray there if you have time. MashaAllah, that's a good time. But that's a good. You can do that. Subhanallah. In Makkatul Mukarramah and Madinatul Munawwarah. So, talking about Hajj, Ihram of Mutamati for Hajj. Subhanallah. Put on the Ihram, and then Mina on we go to Mina on 8th of Zulhijjah, and then from there we go to after on 9th of Zulhijjah, after the sunrise we go to Arafah, and then once we are done with the Uquf of that's the Hajj, actually Arafah, and then we go to Muzdalifah after the sunset. Subhanallah. There we'll combine prayers. Like in Arafah, we combine Zuhr and Asr, and Muzdalifah, Maghrib and Isha. And then we come back to Mina after Fajr on Zulhijjah. That's a very, very busiest day. Okay. So if you can take a rest, you can do this. Okay. And then do Rami, means throw pebbles at Jamrat al Aqaba. And then do a Nahar. Nahar yani sacrifice an animal, and let your agent know that you are done with Rami. So then they'll send you a message that your sacrifice is complete. Then do a halq or taqsir. The taqsir is better, means sorry, halq is better, shaving for men, and taqsir is okay, subhanallah. And for women, only taqsir, just the few hairs should be uh, cut down, like one finger, like what do you call it? Anyway, and then come to Makkah on Dhul Hajj, 10th of Dhul Hijjah, after doing all this, and then to do a tawaf al ifada, subhanallah, or tawaf al ziyarah, same thing. And do the sa'i between Safa and Marwa. In this, you are not in the state of ihram. After doing the halq and taqsir, whatever, the ihram, uh, you'll not be in the state of ihram anymore. You can take a shower and come to Makkah, and in normal clothing, just do a tawaf al ifada, and then sa'i between Safa and Marwa, and then come back to Mina on that night, and 11 and 12. Okay, if you want to stay on 13, that's recommended, but 11, 12, most of the people they leave on 12th. Subhanallah. And in these days, what we should be doing is that throw pebbles at all three jamarat. And then the last day on Makkah, subhanallah, come back to Makkah, tawaf al-wida, do a tawaf al-wada, farewell tawaf, subhanallah. So that's in nutshell. So okay, let me go. After having completed the Umrah, one is to remain in Mecca until 8th of Zulhijjah, known as the day of deliberation. It's called Yawm al-Tarabiyah, because when Sayyidina Ibrahim والسلام, first had a dream about sacrificing his son, that was 8th of Zulhijjah, and that's called deliberation. Yani socho bichar ka din. He was pondering upon what is happening with me. That's called Yawm al-Tarabiyah. So that's the day that's the reason we call it Yawm al-Tarabiyah. So 8th of Zulhijjah, known as the deliberation day. So what the will be going to Mina. Those performing Hajj, Ifrad or Qiran will already be in Ihram, while those who are performing Tamattu'e should perform ghusl according to Sunnah after Fajr and wear the Ihram. It's highly recommended, but if you are in a purified state, you don't have to. I recommend doing that, taking a shower. Now recite Talbiyah aloud 3 times and recite salawat upon our Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam and his family softly, and make dua. You continue until you throw the pebbles at Jamrat al-Aqaba on 10th of Zulhijjah. That's it. This is the timing that you will be reciting Talbiyah. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Uh, Subhanallah, I think this was missed, right? Okay, when you're, this is the intention for Hajj. Allahumma inni uridu al-hajja fayassirhu li wa taqabbalhu minni. Nawaitu al-hajj wa ahramtu bihi mukhlisan lillahi ta'ala. Labbaika bil hajj. This is recommended, not required. Just as long as you have intention in your heart, that's enough. But utter from our tongue that, oh Allah, I am intending to perform Hajj. Make it easy for me and accept it from me. I intend to perform Hajj and have worn the Ihram for it only for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, I am here. And then say, Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik la tatalbiyah. So come to Mina. Okay, here from Makkah. The Haji will depart for Mina after sunrise, go to Mina. Okay, in Mina, the pilgrims will perform Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha on 8th of Zulhijjah, and Fajr in the morning of 9th Zulhijjah. All these Salah will be performed in their respective time. With congregation is highly recommended, subhanAllah. And then on uh, leave Mina for Arafat on 9th Zulhijjah after sunrise while making talbiyah, takbir, and zikr. Subhanallah. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك, and then recite at least 3 times, and then salawat upon our Prophet. This is the Arafat. Now we come to Arafat. These are the conditions that the person has to be Muslim, being in a state of Ihram. The Wuquf Arafah must be performed. This is the integral part of Hajj. Okay, if you miss that, then Hajj is not performed. Then the person has to redo it in next year. Allah Akbar. And it is a condition, as I mentioned, Subhanallah. So you stay there, Subhanallah, with its boundaries. It must be performed within the right time. That is, it should be performed on the 10th of Zulhijjah from the moment the sun starts settings from its zenith, yani zawal, until the break of the dawn, yani subh sadiq, the next day. Subhanallah. So this is the timing. This is the span of staying. A portion of this time has to be fulfilled. Okay. Okay, be in the right place and right time for a moment, whether in the state of ablution or not, or whether the women stay in the state of ritual purity or not. Simply being there is obligatory. It's a fard. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Mulana Muhammad wa barik wasallim. Okay, very important. Terminating the wukuf and starting to leave Arafat before sunset, as long as you are within the boundary of Arafat. Whereas to leave the boundary of Arafat before sunset is forbidden. It has to be after sunset. Okay, delivering a sermon before Zawal, it's a dislike. Those are the karahat. Okay, and doing any other thing other than turning towards Allah Almighty from the start of wukuf until sunset. These are uh, the dislike karaha, makruhat of the wukuf of Arafat. staying in Arafat, talking about any worldly thing from start of Wukuf and until sunset, talking about politics or something. This no, we can talk about the problems, the Ummah problems, and try to find a way for that one. It is permissible. Once you are certain that the sunset and delaying leaving Arafat unnecessarily, leaving Arafat before sunset, it's makruh, subhanallah. Praying Maghrib or Isha in Arafat, that's makruh, that's not good. It has to be in Maghrib, and Isha has to be performed in Muzdalifah. Okay, the excellence of the day of Arafah. Subhanallah. Sayyidatuna Aisha as-Siddiqa salamullahi alayha wa radiyallahu ta'ala anha reported that the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said that there is no day on which Allah ransom more slaves from the fire than the day of Arafah. He draws closer and closer. Then he boasts about them before the angels and say, what do these people want? Subhanallah, because he is there to fulfill our needs. Allahu Akbar, every moment, subhanallah. When the sun begins to shine on Mount Shabir, opposite Masjid al-Khayf, leave Mina uh, towards Arafat. I think we did. Subhanallah. I'm sorry about it. Okay, anyway, the hadith is that Abdurrahman ibn Ya'mar radiallahu ta'ala anhu said that the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala said that whoever attends the Arafat before rising of Fajr, then he has performed the Hajj. Subhanallah. Fajr of like uh, before the Fajr of 10th of Zulhijjah. Okay, the time of Wukuf is from the midday on the 9th until the dawn of the 10th of Zulhijjah. Standing in Arafat at any time during this fulfills the requirements of the Wukuf. However, it is compulsory wajib to remain in Arafat until sunset on the 9th. If a person leaves before sunset on the 9th, then a penalty, yani dam, is compulsory. Allahu Akbar. So we have to be very careful. It is preferred to stand close to Jabal al-Rahma. Do not climb to the top of the Jabal al-Rahma. Okay, this is close to be there. At the time of Zuhr, after listening to the Imam's sermon, subhanallah, it may be difficult to go to Masjid al-Namira because of the crowd, in which you may pray in your camp with your group in the respective times. This saves a lot of precious. There is a okay here. Do we combine Zohar and Asr in Arafat? Yes, we will combine Zohar and Asr in Arafat. Some scholars says that since we are not, people who do not pray in Masjid al-Namara, if they are praying in their tent, they have to pray within the respective times. But since Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has combined in Arafat, that's enough for us. So just combine the salat. Combine Zuhr and Asr. I believe I answered your question, Sahib Ali Sahab. Jazakallah. Okay, join the Zuhr and Asr, as I said, if you are in the Masjid al-Namara. Pray Zuhr and Asr, like this is what says, like according to Hanafi scholars, and other scholars say that, since Rasulullah has done it, then we should be doing that. There should be no exertion or opinion on that one. So let's combine the salat. Okay. Okay, after salat, move to your right side, the limits of Arafah, stand facing the Qibla, raising your hands, make dua, and this is the day of dua. Subhanallah, there are so many ahadith on this one that the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam said that the best of supplication is the supplication of the day of Arafah, and the best of the what I and the prophets before me have said. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. None have the right to be worshipped but Allah alone without partner. To him alone belongs all that exists, and to him belongs the praise, and he is powerful over all things. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. Recorded by Imam Tirmizi and Imam Malik, and it is Sahih Hadith. Subhanallah. Fasting on the day of Arafah for Hujjaj is not encouraged, and it may result in weakness which in turn will result in negligence in worship on this very important day. So don't do it. And Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam has forbade, according to hadith that is narrated by Ikrama, and he said that I entered upon Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala in his house and asked him about fasting the day of Arafah at Arafat, the place of Arafat. So Abu Hurairah said that the Messenger of Allah, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallama, forbade fasting the day of Arafah at Arafat. So it is recorded by Subhanallah, Abu Dawud, Nasai, Ibn Majah, Imam Ahmad, Ibn Khuzaymah, Al-Hakim. Subhanallah, this is Sahih Hadith. Subhanallah, and spend the whole time of wuquf, yani standing in staying in Arafat is humbly in humble and sincere state, praising Allah, making dua, tawbah, istighfar, reciting the Quran, reciting salawat upon our Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. That means sending salawat, yani prayers upon Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and salam upon our Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Also make dua for forgiveness and success for yourself, your parents, your family, your friends, and for the Muslims. Subhanallah. We know what is going on around the world. Subhanallah, for the Muslims. So pray for them and for their easiness. And may Allah send down the angel that He has sent down upon the Sahaba of the Badr. Subhanallah. And recite talbiyah during the wuquf of Arafat, like labbaik Allahumma labbaik la sharika lak, subhanallah. Recite his and other dua that you may carry with you, subhanallah. And now, once we are done, subhanallah, now we are going, after completing wukuf of Arafah on the night between the 9th and 10th of Zulhijjah, leave Arafat after sunset and head towards Muzdalifah without praying Maghrib Salah. Even after Maghrib, but we are going there, no matter what time we reach there. So what we have to do, go to Muzdalifah. Okay? This is the place, subhanallah, our Prophet ﷺ went there. And subhanallah, and the night of Zulhijjah, Muzdalifah, subhanallah, that's where we. When reaching Muzdalifah, pray Maghrib and Isha together, subhanallah, congregationally or individually, both are permissible, subhanallah. And do not pray any sunnah or nafil between the fard. Okay, perform sunnah or Maghrib after the fard of Isha, and make recommended is that to pray the first fard of Maghrib and then fard of Isha, like 2 rakat of it, because we will be doing qasr, because we are traveler there. Then sunnah and nafil of Maghrib, followed by the sunnah and nafil of Isha, that you can do it. And after that, pray witr in Hanafi and others, like Hanafis pray 3 rakat, subhanallah. Okay, and there what you do is you may collect 49 or 70 pebbles. Okay, it's more practical actually. And it is also permissible to pick the pebbles from any place, but this is where the Prophet ﷺ has done, to just try to pick from there. Okay, and do istighfar while staying in Muzdalifah, takbir, tahleel, tasbih upon, and then salawat upon our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, and of course talbiyah. Then you sleep until Fajr. MashaAllah, this is the place I slept. Subhanallah. Like, although it was very hard, but Alhamdulillah, when I was thinking that, Rasulullah has slept here. So it let me sleep in a second. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. So in the morning, perform Salatul Fajr. Of course, make a wudu. And perform Salatul Fajr in congregation, or whatever is possible there, or individual, but highly recommended is the congregational. It's a Jama'ah. Again, istighfar, tahleel, takbir, tasbih, durood, talbiyah, subhanallah. And then, as you see, subhanallah, after praying Fajr, face Qibla and recite Takbir, as it's been saying, and make a dua until sky becomes very bright. Then you leave for Mina before the sun rises calmly while reciting Talbiyah. And when you come to the river valley of Muhassir between Mina and Muzdalifah, just walk fast from there, because this is the prayer. This is the place Allah Subhanahu wa Taala send down the ababil over the people of Fil, which is mentioned in Suratul Fil, Subhanallah, and continue reciting Talbiyah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad barik wa sallim, and come to Mina. I'm sorry, I'm going too fast because I got uh, almost 30 more slides, because I want to give all the information. Okay, nothing is missed. Okay, that's the reason. So we are going, and this is we do it once in a lifetime, and those who are doing for the sake of Allah. So Subhanallah. So I had to spend a lot of time to create these slides for the sake of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Okay, so now we are coming to Mina, and we are doing Rami. Rami means stone pelting. This is called Yom al-Hajj al-Akbar. You arrive to Mina the morning of the 10th of Zulhijjah. This is the busiest day of the Hajj. Okay, just prepare for this. You will be performing these manasik, these rituals. Number one is stone Jamarat al-Aqba, only the one, the big shaitan. Okay, and then after that, sacrifice an animal, or let the agent know that you are done with the uh, with the with the stone pelting upon Jamrat al-Aqaba, the big one. Only, okay, and then shave or trim off your hairs. And same with the women, only they are trimming, as I mentioned earlier. Subhanallah. And then go to Makkah. Especially, remember, before doing all these things, okay, uh, if you want to take a rest, that's better. Okay, go after Zohar. Okay, this is the best. Okay, um, take a rest, so then we'll have some strength and we'll be doing, because this is the busiest day. And then all these which I mentioned, subhanallah. And then you stone Jamarat al-Aqba only on this day after Zohar with 7 small stones slightly bigger than the chickpea, not the big rocks. Don't take it. Okay, I see many people do that. That's not. And be gentle, be nice, be moderate, be the uh, nice Muslim. Okay, instead of using filthy language. I know some people, they swear, they say something, na'uzubillah, which I don't want to mention here. Alayhazubillah, alayhazubillah. You recite takbir, tahleel, you cease reciting talbiyah. As soon as you see the Jamrat al-Aqba, stop reciting talbiyah, yani labbaik, Allahumma labbaik. No, you're not doing this anymore. That's it. You're done from here. Okay? And then you start throwing the small stones to that Aqba. Uh, how to perform Rami? Okay, stand approximately 6 or 7 feet away from the Jamara in such a manner that Mina is on your right side. Okay, and Makkah on your left side, and Jamra is straight in front of you. Subhanallah. Is if there are overcrowding and a danger of being crushed, then stand wherever you find space and perform Rami. This is the place many accident happens. So please be very, 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 very careful, and be gentle, be nice, and Subhanallah. Take one pebble in the right hand and raise the hand up high. Recite Bismillah Allahu Akbar and throw the pebble at the Jamrah. Keep repeating this until you have thrown 7 pebbles. Recite Bismillah Allahu Akbar then throw when throwing the each pebble. And here are some. There are some other du'as. Why is it not coming up? Subhanallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Had this, I must have done something wrong. Okay, but there is a dua which is preferable. Like when you are throwing the pebble, Allahu Akbar, say Bismillahi Allahu Akbar, Rahman lish shaitan, means Allah is the greatest. Okay, and in order to disgrace shaitan, Rahman lish shaitan, Ridal lir Rahman, and please the merciful one, yani Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I am performing this. Allahumma ja'alhu hajjam mabrura wa sa'yam mashkura wa dhanban maghfura. Yani, oh Allah, accept this Hajj, accept my efforts and forgive my sin. And here the spiritual that many Gnostics say, the Arifin say that when we are throwing pebbles, make sure our diseases, heart diseases, means uh, pride, prejudice, jealousy, wrong suspicion, heedlessness, what do you call that? Ignorance. And these are the things that are residing in our hearts. We are taking them out, subhanAllah, because these are the shayateen who are leading our lives sometimes, nauzubillah. It makes us the self-worshipper instead of Allah, God worshipper, nauzubillah. So many times people make decision based on these these diseases that are residing in our hearts. Allahu Akbar. So think that you are taking stubbornness out from your heart. Rajm Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. Then taking your jealousy out from your head, because we are transforming from one state to another state. Subhanallah. Because at the end we will be like as we are just newly born. Subhanallah. So this is a transformative experience that we are having. Subhanallah. So this is what one of the spiritual thing that I would like to share with you. Subhanallah, this is what my father has taught me when I was first going out for Hajj. It means, you're staying Mina for 3 days. Why? Because you will be fighting. You are throwing pebbles to the shayateen, but there are no shayateen there. Allah knows whether the shayateen will be there or not. Allah knows best. There is no hadith, there is no nas, yani there is no text from Quran and hadith that there will be shayateen there that you are throwing. Okay, only you are throwing the pillars, subhanallah. But think that there are some shayateen sitting. Like shayateen means shaitan, the one who has shaitana, means what do you call the mischievousness. Allahu Akbar. Everyone has it. That's called shaitana. Iblis, the name of shaitan, is actual name is Iblis. Because of mischievousness, we call them shaitan. Shayateen are insubordinate, mischievous of human beings and the jinns. So shayateen exist in insan, ins, like human beings, and also jinnis. Allahu Akbar. So what are these? These are the things that they follow themselves by following their stubbornness, by following their pride, by following their nauzubillah, whatever those things. Allahu Akbar. Ill behaviors that they are keeping in their heart. Subhanallah. Anyway, so this is something that I would like to share with you. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Now, after that, we do sacrifice. Once we are done with this, if you have like a tawkil, that's called tawkil, the agent or deputizing for animal sacrifice, you bought a coupon. This is okay. So this ritual will be performed on your behalf by that agent. And so contact the agent if you are with the group and have him inform you about the sacrifice to move for halq shaving or taqsir after that. Subhanallah. So just do the same thing which I mentioned. Then you shave off your head. This is highly recommended. Shaving is better. Okay, having like cutting, doing a taqsir, like shorten your hairs, because our Prophet ﷺ did it. So just do it because this is something we are sacrificing. Okay, we are not, no, my hairs are very beautiful. I want to keep that. This here to please Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, not pleasing yourself. So it's highly recommended sunnah that you should be doing this. The woman shorten her hair the length of a finger joint, subhanallah, like this, subhanallah. This is just illustration that they can take a screenshot or something. They can, this is how they should be doing. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. Now let me come back here. It is permissible for a man to shave or shorten his own hair, or for a woman to shorten her own hair. Halq and taqsir are part of the manasik and have nothing to do with the prohibition of Ihram. Subhanallah. Once we are done this, after shaving, go to your camp in Mina, take a shower if you can, put a new clothes, and then when you have stoned the jamrat, everything becomes lawful for you against, again, except the husband and wife relationship. So you may wear your, like normal clothes and use perfume. This partial freedom is called small tahallul. Okay, at-tahallul al-asghar. Subhanallah. Sayyidina Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu tabaraka ta'ala anha wa salamullah alayha, the blessed wife of the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, the mother of the believers, subhanallah, said that I used to send the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa wasallam when he wanted to assume ihram, and also on finishing ihram before the tawaf around Kaaba, yani tawaful ifada. This is called tawaful ifada or tawaful ziyarah. And then we go do the tawaful ziyarah, also known as tawaful ifada or tawaful hajj. So don't get confused with this. Same thing. Tawaful ziyarah, tawaful ifada, tawaful hajj. Same thing. Subhanallah. Inshallah, I'll respond to the questions later. Subhanallah. I know there are a couple of. No, actually, I already responded. Subhanallah. Okay, come to Makkah, perform after performing Rami, sacrifice, and shaving or cutting the hairs on the 10th. Take a bath, as I said, according to Sunnah, perform wudu, put on normal clothing, and apply perfume. Eat some sacrificial meat. If it's not, eat something to. Okay, it is allowed to travel to Makkah by car or bus. I know the taxi drivers ask a lot of money. If you can afford that, do it, because this is the time they make money. So help them out. It's okay. Sometimes I don't bargain with them because they live in Makkah. So, subhanAllah. Anyway, remain busy in remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the time. Okay. And then this tawaf is performed in stitched clothing. There is no ijtiba in this tawaf, as we did in Umrah. Once you have completed, then here make a tawaf. Once you have completed 7 circuits, subhanAllah, of this. Once you have make a tawaf 7 circuit, as I have mentioned, they start from the black stone and then make 7 circuit or recite any dua, but between Rukn al-Yamani and the black stone, recite Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Same thing without the ihram, just normal clothing. As I said, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Once you have completed 7 circuit, come to Maqam Ibrahim, pay 2 rakat, wajib al-tawaf, salah, and dua. Subhanallah, as before we done in Umrah, Subhanallah, after tawaf al-ifada, you are in a state of complete tahallul. All restrictions of ihram are lifted, Subhanallah. And then come to Multazim if you can come. Otherwise, if there are a lot of people, just stay away from there. Okay, save yourself. Now drink Zamzam, Subhanallah, and perform sa'i as performed before. The method of the sa'i is exactly the same as it has been mentioned before, but this sa'i will be with the stitched clothing. Subhanallah. Same dua should be recited, which I mentioned, and perform 2 rakat nafil salah close to the mataf in Masjid al-Haram after sa'i has been completed. It is recommended, not wajib.
Subhanallah.
Allahumma salli.
So the integral acts of Hajj have been
Who started this? Allahumma salli.
completed. All that is left is to spend 2 or 3 days in Mina and stone the pillars, shayateen.
I'm sorry about that. Something someone started. Okay, anyway, tawaf after this is tawaf al-afada. Now, congratulations. Okay, all the further integral like rukun and wajibat and faraid acts have been now completed. All that is left is to spend 2 or 3 days in Mina and stone the pillars. Shaitan is still. It is highly recommended sunnah to stay in 11th and 12th. Subhanallah in Mina. Here we are pelting the shayateen, Allahu Akbar, throwing pebbles on shayateen. And also there are few shayateen residing in our hearts to take them out, because we want to be clean as mother birth to the newly born child. Subhanallah. And Subhanallah, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. We are done with this, and Subhanallah. Then stay in Mina for the days of Tashriq, 11th, 10th, 11th, possible 13th, but many people they leave on 12th. This is how we are going to be doing that. A non-Hanafi scholar considered the staying in Mina is wajib. Subhanallah. because our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam stayed. It is just a stay because there will be some hardships and maybe trials. Stay there, subhanallah, because we are here to perform each and every rukun, every part in a proper manner. Uh, for 11th and 12th, stone the three jamarat, each with seven pebbles in each of those days after zawal, and when the sun moves from its zenith, which is the Zuhr time. After the first and the second Jamara, move forward to the side and stand facing the Qibla for a long time, making dua while raising the hands, Subhanallah. And then you may leave Mina before sunset if you wish, after you perform the Rami on 12th of Zulhijjah. Staying to perform the Rami on 13th is preferable, as it is Sunnah of the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but many people they just leave on 12th. Normally, actually, I also leave on 12th. Subhanallah. Now come back to Makkah for the Tawaf al-Wada. After Mina, Subhanallah, after you have finished the Rami on 12th or 13th of Zulhijjah, the second or third day of the Ayyam al-Tashriq, you have completed your manasik with the exception of Tawaf al-Wada. You go to Makkah and stay there. There, if your package arranges for extra days in Makkah after Hajj. While in Makkah, make sure again, pray in Jama, uh, uh, stick with the wazaif, like recite Quran, don't get yourself in worldly affairs, subhanallah, and make a nafil tawaf, like voluntary tawaf as much as possible if you can. And okay, and then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, none of you should depart until he makes his last act, tawaf of Hajj, which is called tawaf al-wada, is an obligatory act on every except menstruating women who are excused. The Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to carry Zamzam water with him in water skins and containers, and he used to pour it upon the sick and give it to them to drink. Subhanallah. And when you finish the tawaf, you leave the masjid walking normally, not backwards. So, in nutshell, here, Subhanallah. If I go, it's gonna take a lot of time. This is the nutshell, Subhanallah. So, starting Ihram. This is going to Mina, and third day is Arafah. Fourth is thing is Muzdalifah, Mina, Makkah, and then Mina is staying 11 and 12:30, inshallah. And the last day to Makkah. Okay, do we have to throw pebbles on 13th? You don't have to. It is recommended, not required. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't read the whole question. Do we have to throw pebbles on 13th if we stay in Mina on 12th night? Some scholars give permission, but according to the Sunnah, our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam has done in a daytime. So stay with the Sunnah. The end. Okay, after this, subhanallah, people go to Madinatul Munawwara, visiting Medina and going to the resting place of the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, Jannatul Baqi, and the resting place of Sayyidina Amir Hamza radiallahu ta'ala and going to Quba. They are highly praised. Although visiting Medina is not a part of Hajj, but it is a part of Iman, part of faith. We should go there and get blessed, inshallah, when we are going to Medina after completing our Hajj, inshallah. I may give a little lecture on this one, inshallah ta'ala. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammad wa barik wasallam. Okay, anyone has any question? I'm here. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa barik wasallam. I know I took a lot of your time, but we do this once in a lifetime, so we should know each and everything. Okay, and this is what it is. If anyone has any question, please let me know. Can we wear, how can women perform tawaf in the state of impurity? Okay, this is very important question. It was asked, and I have an answer for that one. If a woman can wait to be purified from that state, uh, menstruation, Allah Akbar, that is okay. Otherwise, if they don't have any other mean, like they have to leave because of the reservation and other unavoidable circumstances, at that time, what she can do is she can enter, make a wudu and like for the tawaf, and then enter the haram and make the circumambulation, like make a tawaf and sa'i, whatever, and then come out for the only for a tawaf al wada I'm talking about. Okay, and then give badana yani one camel or a cow as the expiation of this thing. So what will happen is it will lift uh, the tawaf ziyara, that one of the integral part of the Hajj. Okay, that will be lifted from her, but the expiation is due, and which is the badana. So just give the camel or cow as an expiation for that one. Okay, can we? Okay. Can we? I'm sorry, it's going pretty fast. Let me expand this one. Can we wear sandal inside the haram? It is better not to wear this one because when the Prophet Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam was visiting the tour, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَخْلَعْنَ عَلَيْكَ إِنَّكَ بِالْوَادِ yani Allah said, take your sandals out because you are in the sacred valley. And subhanallah, Makkah and Safa and Marwa, they are highly respected. So it is better not to do it, but you can wear it. There is no prohibition. And I don't see any hadith or Quranic verse that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbade anyone. And even our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has performed, Umrah on a camel because every Sahabi wanted to see him. Subhanallah, his blessed presence. Subhanallah. So you can do that. And now another question: are we coming back on Zul Hijjah? Inshallah, we will come back to Makkatul Mukarramah, means to Makkah on 12th of Zulhijjah. That's what the schedule is to perform Tawaf al-Wada. And one question is that you can also perform Tawaf al-Wada with the Tawaf al-Ziyarah also. You can do that. Okay. And with reference to a day of Arafah, there seems to be difference of opinion of Ahnaf for combining Zohar and Asr. Some say pray Zohar at last minute, and yeah, this is what I mentioned. Yeah, uh, Ahnaf, the especially mm, Allama Shami rahimahullah and later ulama say that it has to be on the time because Quran says. But since our Prophet sallallahu and the other scholars says that since Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has combined the prayer, so then we should be combining. So both are sahih, subhanallah. But as far as if you ask me, we combine the salat, inshallah. And the better is what you have mentioned, that close to the Asr, pray close to the Asr, and then pray Zohar, and then combine Asr with this. That's okay. Throwing pebbles is mandatory on 10th, or it can be done on no, it is mandatory on 10th and 11th and 12th. Subhanallah. If you miss, then a dam is required. Are you going to Hajj with us this year? Inshallah, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'll be with you. And also we have another scholar, Sheikh Omar Haqqani with us, inshallah. After you land at Jeddah airport, for people who are going to Makkah first, will the pilgrims will be taken direct from for Umrah? This is a logistic question. This should be asked by Evia Travels, wherever you are going. But as far as I know, that a bus will be provided to us, and from there we'll be taken to Makkah, and from there we'll be performing Tawaf al-Qudum or Tawaf al-Umrah. Tawaf al-Qudum is for the Qarin and Mutamattu'e, and I highly recommend each and every one of you to please perform Hajj Tamattu. Okay, any other question? Okay, as far as Madinatul Munawwara, yeah, inshallah, we'll be going to Madinatul Munawwara. It is a very great opportunity and blessing for us to go to Madinatul Munawwara, inshallah, and send salawat and salam to the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallama, and Sayyidina Umar, Sayyidina Abu Bakr, and then outside, like go to the Janatul Baqi, send salawat upon the part of the Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, Sayyidatuna Fatimatu Zahra, and her children, subhanallah, the Ahlul Bayt, and the Sahaba, Sayyidina Usman, and others, inshallah, Fatima binti Asad. There are so many, inshallah. I'll be sharing the map of that one. So that way we will be sending salam to them and inshallah, respecting those places. Subhanallah. Jazakallah for the session. May Allah bless you and accept all of our Hajj. Inshallah, inshallah, our Hajj is going to be Hajj al-Mabrur, inshallah, accepted as long as we are nice with everyone, performing each and every step for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for our sake. We are not there to please ourselves. We are there to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make sure we are nice with each and everyone here. Okay. Uh, and then should the dam and badana be given only in Mecca? Yes, badana, but there is a sadaqah that can be given anywhere. Allahu Akbar. Where are our meet? Where are we meet our guides? Inshallah, in Mecca, I'm one of the guide, and we have another guide. Inshallah, as I said, Umar Haqqani. So we will be available and send messages to my WhatsApp. Inshallah, we have groups. So ask question or send me directly. I'll respond to that one. If it is beneficial, I'll share that question with others without mentioning the name. Inshallah ta'ala. Where are we? Okay. Do we have to do intention of Umrah only or Hajj Tamattu at Turkish airport? Inshallah, we'll be making Umrah, the niyat of Umrah if we are doing Hajj Tamattu, because in Hajj Tamattu we are doing Umrah and then Hajj. So they are separated. Okay. So we'll be making intention of Umrah. Jazakallah, Jazakallah. وإياكم كذلك Taimur, respected Taimur, subhanallah. And yeah, in Hajj Tamattu, what was that? In Hajj Tamattu, are all the Ihram prohibition lifted after halq and removing Ihram on 8th? Yes, on in Hajj Tamattu, yeah. Once we are done with the Umrah and completing the Umrah, first Umrah we are done, and then whatever the days are left during those days we are in complete tahallul, means we are all the restrictions are lifted. Okay, we are like a normal person. Subhanallah, we are not muhrim anymore. How many days are involved in Hajj? Just the Hajj 5 days: 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. 12, inshallah, the 5 days. If you're staying on 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, subhanallah, 5 days. In the condition of ihram, if hair falls from head, beard, or mustache, what is the ruling? If you have pulled it out, just one hair, then you have to give sadaqah. Sadaqah, as I mentioned, 1.65 the kilos of wheat, subhanallah, which is subhanallah. Okay. If you pull out by yourself, if just it comes out by itself, then there is no expiation for that one. No sadaqah, no badana, no dam for that one. Oh. Is there anybody receiving us in Jeddah Airport? Inshallah, I believe so. Please ask all the logistic questions with the Evia, Mr. Siddiqui, and Faizan. They'll supply all the answers for that one. When and where should give sadaqah? You can give sadaqah inside the precincts of haram or outside. For sadaqah, you are free to give anywhere. Subhanallah. Anywhere means subhanallah. Simple as that. وإياكم كذلك. Any other question? Okay, so now it's the time for Asr. Allah Akbar. Is it time important for sadaqah? It is better to give within the Hajj days, but you can give later, anytime. But it is better to do in that time. Okay, so mashallah, we have many means to send money to anywhere you want to give or within the precincts of Haram. Mashallah. Okay, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Peer Pasha. وإياكم كذلك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Please leave with some dua for Hajj. Jazakallah. Inshallah, I'll share those duas with you. And there are some books I believe you can do, and I'll share. Send me a message directly, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan wa iyyakum kadhalik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa iyyakum kadhalik wa iyyakum kadhalik. MashaAllah.